Welcome, one and all. Welcome to Nerdvengers Tower. I'll be your guide today. Last stream of the week. I know, it's sad. Look, I get it. I understand. It's sad. It's a little rough. It's, look, two weeks in a row? Going out of town? What the heck? The heck's going on? Yeah, no, I apologize. We should be back to normal next week, but just to kind of fill everybody in and kind of like explain what's happening. Last stream of the week, I'm trying to do a longer stream today, so I'm going to try to stream for like 3 hours. I know that's not like a super long stream, but that's long for me, right? So I'm going to try to stream for like 3 hours, maybe even more. We're going to do gambling in a little bit here. I think we can do some call-ins later on in the show, and we've got a lot to talk about. I'm actually grateful. There's a lot of cool stuff that we can get into. Let me see if I can initiate the gambling. Let's initiate the gambling for everybody. So you can get your nerd coin up. And then, like I said, we should be back at it next week with a regular stream. Mariana, I see that. I will definitely get into that when we get into the Q&A and all that. So, yeah. We should be back to normal next week. I think we're going to do a Diamond Lounge stream next week as well. Just to kind of catch up with everybody, kind of kick it and chill. So, first of all, and mostly, I just want to thank everybody for kind of bearing with me. I know it's been a weird couple of weeks. We'll get back to normal. And I just really appreciate the support from the memberships, the super chats, the views, the likes, everything. I really appreciate it. So, thank you guys so dang much for that. I really do appreciate it. Other than that, guys, I don't know if there's anything else like show notes wise that we have to get into. I'm working on a pretty big Marvel video, which I think will drop tomorrow. In fact, it's going to drop tomorrow. Okay. And I put a lot of time into it, and I think it's going to be a very valuable video for you if you're a Marvel fan. That's kind of like where I'm at right now, which is a little like, we're on shaky ground. Guardians was good, but it doesn't necessarily like instill all the confidence back into Marvel. And I think a lot of us are like, okay, so they're making these changes. They're being really quiet right now. What's actually going on? What's going on behind the scenes? And why should we be confident that they will fix any of this? Okay, so I kind of like really dig into that, and I'll explain it in that video. And other than that, guys, there will be no video until probably Monday when I get back. Which is a little weird. Like the one thing I'll say about the this week and last week is it's like weird because I have so much like stuff outside of content making to worry about, right? Like, travel and getting ready for travel. It's like really, kind of involved. And it made me realize like, damn, most of the time when I'm just making content, dude, it's a lot of work. It's like a lot that goes into it, and I don't even have the capacity to like do it all during this 2-week stretch here. So it was just kind of like wild, but it was a good break too. So I think I'll come back pretty fresh to all of it, which is exciting. So on the docket today, I want to talk about comments made by Dave Filoni and Kathleen Kennedy in the Empire magazine. Okay, these two cats, man, they are answering a lot of questions about the future of Star Wars and what they're planning. And the thing that's kind of interesting about it is, first of all, no Jon Favreau, or at least I haven't seen any Jon Favreau in any of these comments here. And in fact, one of the things that I was going to do on the thumbnail, and I just kind of decided against it or whatever, but if I was being a little bit more, baity, I would have had, I was imagining a thumbnail with, like, Kathy and Dave, like, all smiling on the one side of the thumbnail, like, with a microphone, and then off in the distance on the other side, like, Jon Favreau looking like he's in the rain. Just kind of looking on at him, you know what I mean? So, because I mean, to me, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but to me, It's a little bit weird. It's a little bit strange that these two folks are out there doing that interview, talking so much about what's going on with the future of Star Wars, and yet we're not getting it from Dave at all. It's kind of wild. What do you think? That would have been a good thumbnail. I know. And I was like trying to make it happen actually, but I just didn't have enough time, man. I just didn't have enough time. Like it would have been really funny. And I was trying to figure it out, but no, it didn't get there. Okay, I have to find this big thread. I believe I saw this in this Discord here, or rather on ye old Reddit. But the Star Wars Leaks Reddit kind of sucks. And so there's like a bunch of goobly glob on here that like I do not care about. What the fuck, bro? Where is this big list? I guess I can just go to Empire itself. But this was like really nice. It had it like all the questions and all the answers. Like just there. What is all this bullshit? What is all this bullshit? There's so much Visions crap on here. Like this is a leaks Reddit. Why is there just so much crap about Visions on here? Like just like talking about it and shit. Stupid as hell. Huh. Okay. Let's just open up this Empire article here. Oh, that's like really frustrating. Guys, chat, if somebody can help me and find that Reddit post that has it all just succinctly laid out, that would be great. Because like, let me see here. New, maybe? Ah. That's part of it. Oh, here we go. Found it. Yo. I was going to say. Okay, cool. Cool. Found it. By the way, there's also a featurette out there for Secret Invasion that looks really cool. I haven't actually watched it yet, so I want to watch it with you guys, and we'll break it down as well. But first, let's dig into this. Now, here's the deal. I looked through some of this stuff last night, but I haven't looked through all of it because I thought it would be fun to kind of like give you my live reaction, and we can have a reaction to it together. And also, don't do jazz hands when you got a cup of coffee. Okay. Are you ready? Drum roll, please. Here we go. Kathleen Kennedy and Dave Filoni on the future of Star Wars, Ahsoka, blah, 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 freaking blah. Okay, so first up, we've got this about Rey's movie. And this is from Kathleen Kennedy. The First Order has fallen. The Jedi are in chaos. There's even a question of how many exist anymore. And Rey's building the new Jedi Order based on the text that she was given and that Luke imparted on her. Okay, so that's kind of interesting, man. What does it mean that the Jedi Order is in chaos? What do you guys think that means? Like, what's your take? You know what I mean? Like, because this is the second time she's said this, right? The First Order's done, we get that, but why are the Jedi in chaos? Is that just like her saying the Jedi are not as dope as they once were? No, these are not quotes from Celebration, dude. These are from Empire Magazine 2023. Who fucking said that? Nick, you're literally banned. I'm not trying to get off to a bad start, but Nick, you're banned forever. I don't want to see no shit like that. Almost accidentally made you a moderator, but instead you're banned forever. Yeah, so what does this mean? I don't know I don't know what that means. The Jedi are in chaos. Like 15 years. So if we're 15 years after Rise, how are the Jedi in chaos? Like, did she just not try? Did she leave it up to somebody else? Did she screw up already within 15 years? I don't really know. I have no idea, but that's kind of interesting. Next up, she talks about Rian Johnson. She says, Ryan and I talk all the time. He just keeps on getting more and more successful, and it keeps moving things back further and further. One day, we'll figure this out. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. Do you guys think that's cap? Or do you think that that's like actually what's going on? Because I don't know. Ryan keeps saying in all of his interviews, I'd love to come back. You know what I mean? He's kind of like putting the ball in her court, so to speak. And it seems like they're both just doing that. Like, Ryan keeps just saying, like, oh, it's on her. And she just keeps saying, like, no, it's kind of on him. Like, he just keeps getting more successful and things are moving further and further out. Yeah, I think that, like, she just doesn't, it's such a Kathy thing, right? She doesn't want to acknowledge that, like, yeah, we're not going to bring him back because I now realize a lot of people fucking hate The Last Jedi and hate Rian Johnson. Like, she'll never say that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that's cap for sure. Now, this next part is pretty wild, dude. This next part is pretty wild, okay? I'm so curious as to, like, how Taika feels about this, etc., etc. So she's asked about Taika. And she says, Taika is working away. He's just, and he won't get mad at me for saying this, slow. We've got a couple of acts. We need a third. I mean, yo. Like, what? What? Damn, dude. You know what? I gotta be honest with you, though. Like, and look, obviously, I'm no fan of Kathy or whatever, but, like, I kind of wish at this point she would just go total dark Kathy. Like, she should go full on Darth Kathleen and just literally underhand, like, just go completely underhanded and go crazy on motherfuckers like this. I don't know. Maybe we'd actually respect it a little bit more. But the thing that's so weird about this, too, is, like, I don't even know if I believe it, dude. I don't even know if I believe it because Taika is a guy that actually never stops working. He's one of those guys that, like, when he finishes a project, he starts writing the next one right away, right? And so I just don't know, right? Like, what does that mean? Like, he's slow? Like, she's literally out here like, yo, Taika's working. He's just slow. He doesn't have a third act yet. Like, I don't know, bro. I kind of feel like she's literally just talking out of pocket here. You know? But what's interesting is all of the trades for a long time have continued to report about Taika's movie. So I really thought we would get an update about Taika's movie at Star Wars Celebration. And I think partially this is because the trades were just talking about it. Like, they just kept talking about it, right? I don't know, man. That's a weird one, right? Like, Taika's working away. He's slow. We've got a couple of acts. We need a third. Like, you did not need to get that specific about it. And I do wonder, like, how that will move forward. But I mean, I guess at least she addressed it, right? I wish Taika would just come out swinging at her and be like, I'm done, you know, like, but whatever. Okay, Lando and Rogue Squadron. So she says Lando is still on the books and Rogue Squadron is still on the books. We just want them to be great. Now the cap has reached full power. Like, that is some full power cap right there. That is total copium. That is not true. At least about Rogue Squadron. Like, it's really frustrating. And there's actually a lot of good stuff in here. Once we get into the Filoni stuff, you'll see what I mean. I don't want to, like, linger too much on Kathy because at this point, it's like a broken record. Like, we know what to expect. It's horrible. It's horrible, right? But she's literally like, yeah, Lando's still in the books. Rogue Squadron's still in the books. We just want them to be great. So it's no longer, you got to ask Donald Glover. I guess that's good. And Rogue Squadron's still in the books. We just want them to be great. I don't know, man. Like, I feel like she's allergic to the truth. Okay. So she's asked about eventizing Star Wars. And she says, it's much better to tell the truth. That we're going to make these movies when they're ready to be made and release them when they're ready to be released. Bro, man, anytime somebody really emphasizes, like, I've got to tell you the truth, or the truth is, you know me, I always tell the truth. Am I calling her a liar? 100% Renee. I'd call her a couple more things if we weren't on a live stream. But yeah, no, that's cap. Let's just move on. I'm done with the woods. I don't want to deal with that anymore. Okay, Dave the savior, heir apparent to George Lucas Filoni. What does he have to say? What does Dave have to say? Okay, so when talking about eventizing Star Wars, Dave says, there are a lot of factors, especially in playing with a character like Timothy Zahn's Thrawn. I want to make sure that I'm honoring ideas that Tim had. So I want to see what's in his books for the story. In The Bad Batch, there's actually some crossover with the book Heir to the Empire in the military base of Tantus. So there are little things along the way that I've built across different mediums, all in preparation for things to come later. Do you know how great this interview would have been if Kathy wasn't there for it? And if we just like had Dave answering questions like this, because he's always so thoughtful and he's just like giving it to us straight, man. Like this dude's literally like, yeah, there's a lot going on here, especially when playing with a character created by Timothy Zahn known as Thrawn. I want to honor Tim's ideas. I've already established some shit because, that ties to Heir to the Empire, Tantus. It's all in preparation for things to come. Get fucking ready, basically, is what he says. Do you see Thrawn as the big bad of this New Republic era? Is that how you're positioning him? Definitely, in my eyes. When Timothy Zahn wrote Heir to the Empire, Thrawn became this very iconic villain because he was different than anything we'd seen before. He wasn't another helmet-wearing, lightsaber-wielding bad guy, you know? There's a lot to pull to make characters that are like Vader because it's so iconic. But the boldness that Tim had was to make somebody that wasn't like that didn't have those abilities, but could fight in a different way. In the words Star Wars, the war part of it. Him being a Grand Admiral, a leader, a military strategist, a Moriarty archetype, someone that will outthink you, out-strategize you, that really resonated. He's a critical player in this time period. We're fortunate to have that character and fortunate to have Lars playing him. Damn, dude. Like, you can just tell this guy gets it. He loves the character, and he's not trying to hide it or be coy. I actually really like this. Like, he's like, oh no, Thrawn is absolutely the villain of this New Republic era. That's like what they've been building towards. And of course, like, you know, he goes into all the stuff of the military strategy. I also think Thrawn, in the fact that he studies art, like, I'm sure many of you had the same experience when you read Heir to the Empire. When you come in on that room and Thrawn is in there and there's all this like art and all this like holograms of art and he's studying all this art and he talks about how history is actually a fake account of the actual history of a planet, but within the art you can find the truth, the real story, like the actual history, the actual past of a planet, and you can understand your enemy. Damn, that was interesting. Like, that was, I mean, I think that's part of the reason why he's so damn cool, man. You know, and then his ability to sort of like manipulate Sabayoth and stuff. It's fascinating, dude. Fascinating stuff. So a really cool answer. And I think it sort of dispels a lot of the questions that people had about, like, are they really going to do Heir to the Empire? Like, is Thrawn really the big bad? Like, yeah, dude. Like, get ready. That's what we're going for. Next up, what was it like when Kathleen Kennedy asked you to make a Star Wars film? And so Dave's answer here is kind of interesting. This is one of the ones I read last night. It says, I don't assume anything. I don't think that I deserve anything. Kathy, upon seeing my work in the live-action realm, was like, Dave, we have to have you do a movie. My goodness, a person like that telling you that is an amazing thing. But I always look at myself and say, well, am I ready to do that? I appreciate that, and I think she would know. But it's got to be the right story, and it's got to be the right group of people backing you. Interesting. A big reason why I felt confident going into live action at all was because Kathy was here. She's been a very big supporter of me all along the way. So it's a great moment. But I immediately think of the responsibility. I immediately think of the job that's going to entail. And I want to make sure I can do a good job. I think that's a great answer. And also, like, you know, despite all of my negative feelings towards Kathleen Kennedy, like, I always have to, like, try to be fair and call a spade, because one of the most intelligent things that she has done is develop Dave. Like, she's worked with Dave a lot, developed him over the years to take him into somewhat of a leadership position, to take him into that creative oversight position, and then to help him learn how to shoot live action, which is very different than animation. So she deserves credit for that. Absolutely. I also think it's dope. And like, I don't know, man. To me, when I think about Dave, and him making a Star Wars movie, I just don't know if there would ever be another person that would take it more seriously. What do you think, chat? Like, do you think there is anybody else on the planet, maybe besides George Lucas, right? Like, you could take George Lucas out of the equation. Is there anybody on planet Earth that will take a Star Wars movie more seriously than Dave Filoni? You know, we talk a lot about that, right? Like, do the people get it? Do they understand the property? Do they have a love of it? Is that love going to come through? We always have that when we talk about different creatives coming into an IP or a franchise. It's a big deal. I think sometimes we overplay when certain people are really detached from it. You know what I mean? But then again, it's like, I don't know. We at least want the person to respect it and take it seriously. You know what I mean? And, dude, I don't think there's anybody on the planet that would take it more seriously. I mean, Dave is the Star Wars guy. He also knows that he's like an extension of George in a lot of ways. George has literally said, I think of Dave like my son before, right? And they have this incredible relationship, and Dave is where he is because of George. So I can't think of a person. That's not to say that automatically equals quality. But I just think a guy who has lived and breathed Star Wars for the past, 30, 40 years, has had at least a big chunk of that actively working. I think he's 20 plus years at Lucasfilm. So, like, he's lived and breathed it, studied under the master. Like, it's kind of crazy, man. You know what I mean? Like, it is low-key crazy that he's getting it. And it's just, I'm so damn excited to hear his thoughts, to hear him be super passionate about this, and that the whole idea of like responsibility, doing that good job. It's just cool. He doesn't have to like figure out the right thing to say. Him speaking honestly is the right thing to say. It began on the big screen for you in 2008 with the Clone Wars movie. What will it mean for you to see directed by Dave Filoni on the big screen again? He says it's very special. The first time I ever remembered as a kid noting the term directed by was directed by George Lucas. That's the thing I never lose sight of. This is George's galaxy. I just tried to learn as much about it so I can execute on it faithfully and then hopefully expand and add new things with everybody else. What a fun galaxy it is. I mean, damn, bro. Damn. 100 points. 10 out of 10. Impeccable answer. Impeccable. Ahsoka cast. So, when asked about the Ghost family, he says, it's the through line of the show. Oh, wait, no, this is the cast talking. Oh, shit. Okay. I don't know if we necessarily need to read all this, actually. As the through line says, instead of the Ghost crew, the strength is that they need to get through what they're facing, requires them to come back together and redefine that family. This time, it isn't centered on blood relatives. I like that there isn't any structure to this, Dawson says. There's no boss over them. There's no one telling them that they have to do this. It's a carryover from Rebels. These are people who are true believers, who have put themselves on the line, sacrificed everything together, and who create this chosen family on this mission that they've decided they need to be on. It makes it very special. Yeah, I dig that. That's cool. It's a trick for, so they're just talking about how it's like great for Rebels fans, but you don't necessarily need to. But yeah, there you have it. Comments made by Dave Filoni and comments made by Kathleen Kennedy. So again, it's just weird, and I think, here's something that Star Wars kind of has going for it, is the fact that Ahsoka is going to be a pretty big deal. We're not 100% sure when Ahsoka comes out. Do we have a release date on that yet? Chat, we might actually have a release date on that. You guys help me out. August. Ooh, really? Really? Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay, so this is what's kind of cool, right? We've got Ahsoka coming out. But it's also the fact that Dave himself is making the movie, and the movie is likely to deal with the fallout of the Ahsoka show. This show being a lot about Thrawn and kind of setting that up, you would assume, and if the leaks are to be believed, you will get a lot of Thrawn and you'll get a lot of setup for what's going to happen next with the chapter with Thrawn. And I think it's really cool because going into that very positive thing, it's like, it's very similar to what Marvel will sometimes do. And they had the opposite effect of this with Quantumania, where the guy that wrote Quantumania is also the guy writing the next Avengers movie. So if you had really liked Quantumania, you would have been like extra excited for the Kang Dynasty, and maybe you would have been a little bit more like, yo, like, oh, dude, this is dope. Like, I can't wait for Avengers now. That didn't quite work out. But Marvel does that a lot, right? It's going to be dope going into Ahsoka. If the show's really positively received, that's like a feather in the cap of the movie. You know what I mean? Like, it certainly will get a lot of people really excited for that. So, to me, I think it's dope. His answers, I love the fact that he's talking so openly and candidly about Thrawn. Thrawn was trending yesterday. Thrawn is trending today. It's good news. Now, I also want to just touch on the Luke Skywalker rumor. Now, I did a big video about this yesterday, breaking it all down, okay? And if you don't know what the rumor is, and the rumor is coming from WDW Pro, and they are saying that there was this meeting that happened with Lucasfilm. Apparently, Hasbro was involved. Some kind of strategist person was involved as well. And they basically said Luke Skywalker is relegated to cameos. He's not going to be a part of the matrix of content moving forward. They called him a cobwebbed character and basically said no more Luke Skywalker. You're not getting a bunch of Luke Skywalker. And they said in their initial report that this is why Grogu, or Baby Yoda, was taken away from Luke and put back with Mando. And there was even discussion that there was not going to be another show greenlit that has Luke Skywalker. That was a big part of their initial report, was like, Kathy controls what shows will be coming out, so if she doesn't greenlight a show that has Luke Skywalker in it, then they can't expand the Luke Skywalker story. Okay? Now, they next reported that there's going to be a cameo from Han, Luke, and Leia in the Filoni movie. But again, they're saying it's just a cameo. They're not going to push a lot of Luke. Now, this has caused a big uproar in the community. A lot of people are very upset about this because it feels like, again, Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy not doing Luke Skywalker justice, and the idea of doing an Heir to the Empire movie without Luke being one of the main characters is crazy. It would upset me, and I'm pretty sure it would upset a lot of you people. So here's the deal, man. I reached out to some people, and they've told me that report is absolutely bullcrap. I have no beef with WDW Pro. And by the way, they could still be right. My source could be wrong. That is possible. But I've heard that is absolutely not true. And I've heard not only are you going to get a lot of Luke in the movie, but Luke is going to pop up a lot in some of the Disney Plus shows. So we'll just see. You know what I mean? Like, we'll just see. But I can't imagine Dave in particular doing Heir to the Empire, doing this movie without Luke Skywalker. Like, I don't believe it. I think it would be a massive mistake. And I believe they're going to give us some incredibly iconic Luke moments. Maybe in a lot of ways, the Luke we all wanted in the sequel trilogy in this film, and possibly in some of the shows as well. So I just wanted to, like, put that out there because it's a big rumor that, like, dude, people bring it up on all my streams. People are always hitting me up on Twitter about it. Like, it's a wild one. And given Kathleen Kennedy's track record, I also understand why people are like, yeah, no, that tracks. That seems like something Kennedy would do. But I'm just here to tell you, I don't think it's real. My sources have told me it's not true. So let's get it. Let's get a lot of Luke. A whole lot of Luke. Okay. I want to shift gears. And I want to talk about Secret Invasion. Okay? We've got a new Secret Invasion featurette here. A featurette. Yeah, Michael, we'll talk about all that in a second here, man. Talk about all that in a minute. By the way, just out of curiosity, and we're not gambling this whole stream, just so you guys know. I'm going to shut it off. I'll shut it off at noon, actually. So get your gambling in while you can, okay? But I want to know, chat, where's your hype level for Secret Invasion? Like, where are you guys at? Out of 10, what's your hype level for this? Secret Winvasion. Ooh, I like that. Should I drop some coin for everybody? Hang on. I'm dropping coin. I'm going to have to go back and look. Okay, here's 6,000 nerd coin for everybody. Don't say I never did nothing for you. Okay, let me look at these. Let me look at these numbers here. Let's see here. Okay, we got an 8, 3, 6, 3. Dirty? 3? E2? Dirty? No, Star Wars, please. 7, 2, 8, 8, 4, 9, 7. Damn. Okay, so we're a little all over the place. Couple of 2s. Holy cow. Holy cow. So there's a lot of high, but there's a lot of people that are like, dude, I do not care at all. You never did nothing for me. Oh, hey, I said don't say that. What are we rating? Your hype level for Secret Invasion. Disney has me down bad. I get you, bro. I get you. I do. Okay. So that's kind of cool. Now we're going to watch this featurette, and I'm going to ask you again after that where your hype level is at. Here we go.
Ready, on, action!
Oh, hang on. I got to...
When we start Secret Invasion, Nick Fury has been off planet. And Maria Hill has just really been trying to, maintain order. But this current threat is getting out of control.
5 global terrorist strikes within the past year. Each one claimed by a different group.
It's business as usual.
That's precisely what they want you to think.
Uh-oh.
Nick comes back having lost whatever power he had before. So we try and solve things without being too superhuman.
You going to shoot me?
Maybe. Well, probably. But not right now.
We get to jump into Nick Fury's
Classic.
world, which is very spy versus spy.
The kind of grittiness, the locations, the way it feels, the way it's written. It's a thriller.
Fury, we gotta be very careful now.
I had to pinch myself many mornings when I would step on set with Olivia Colman, Sam Jackson, Don Cheadle, Emilia Clarke, Ben Mendelsohn, Kingsley Ben-Adir. I mean, some
They
of my
got some
favorite
good.
actors in the
They
world.
got some good talent.
After every Marvel film released, I would phone my agent and say, please, can I be in a Marvel thing? I never imagined it would happen.
What makes you think you can get him to speak?
Oh, I can be quite persuasive.
Looking at the MCU through these different lenses, you get to see all these different sides of the characters. And we get to really sort of dig into who they are.
How much do you know about your security detail?
What do you mean, how much do I know about it?
This idea of who can you
Oh,
trust,
bro.
that is
I can't wait. All right, let's just finish it off. We'll go through it again, and I'll explain
really
some things
the
I'm
heart of the
excited
show.
for.
You could be talking to somebody you have a very close relationship with, and then you find out that that's not who you thought it was.
It becomes sort of a cat and mouse game that we build toward to the end of the show.
You can't predict it, and you can't preempt it, and you can't fathom it until it happens.
I'm Nick Fury. Even when I'm out, I'm in.
Aw, shit. Even when I'm out, I'm in. I like that, bro. Okay. Okay, let's watch it again. I'm going to drop the volume here. Okay, so a couple of different things. First of all, I kind of feel a couple of different things. So when talking about how he's been off planet, right? So Talos has been posing as him on Earth, kind of like doing regular everyday Nick Fury stuff. We see that actually in Spider-Man Far From Home, right? Fury has been off-world. That's addressed in Spider-Man No Way Home as well, by the way. So Fury's been off-world for over a year, and Peter's like, what the heck? And one of the things I think I'm so excited for is Nick Fury, okay, and some of the scenes with Don Cheadle, okay? And here's the deal. I don't think this is that big of a spoiler because we're not 100% sure on this, and I think a lot of people kind of see it coming, right? The rumor, guys, is that Don Cheadle, War Machine, is a Skrull and potentially has been a Skrull for a long time. Okay? And what I'm interested in here, man, and what I was thinking about was, does Nick Fury know? If it's true, does Nick Fury know? And are we going to watch some scenes? Are we going to watch some scenes where like that particular scene that we just saw where he comes in and he's like, how much do you know about your security detail? And the guy's like, what do you mean, how much do I know about your security detail? So one of my favorite dialogue scenes, and just in general, one of the best scenes I think in the history of cinema, is the opening sequence for Inglourious Bastards, okay? And one of the reasons that scene is so good is because it's like a cat and mouse game of tension with a lot of stakes. And Christoph Waltz's character, he already knows, dude. He comes into that scene knowing everything. And so he's just toying with the farmer. Okay? And there's something about that tension and that play and that kind of atmosphere. It's so cool. And I wonder, man, are they going to be able to replicate that kind of tension in this show with caliber actors of Samuel L. Jackson and Don Cheadle? Does Nick Fury already know? And is he doing something, having a conversation there where he already knows? Or is it going to be such a shock to everybody that they have to like rethink it completely, go off the grid and do all this other stuff? It's really, really interesting. So I don't know. I'm fascinated by it. I love this guy here too, because he's talking to Ross and he's like explaining this. And the thing that's interesting, right, is like this guy feels so conspiratorial. Like you look at this guy, he's like, yeah, business as usual. And he's like, that's exactly what they want you to think. I mean, dude, that's very conspiratorial. Like you could very easily dismiss a kind of weird guy like this, but he's probably right. Maybe one of the first people to actually be onto it, right? And then the question becomes, so, yeah, this is kind of the Pepe Silva meme. That's true. The question then becomes, how big does it go? How much have they infiltrated? Like, where, like, who is a Skrull? How many of them are Skrull, right? We're really not sure. But I love this paranoia. It's so familiar and similar to what went on in the Secret Invasion comic book run. There's a lot of scenes like that that are really, really interesting, where somebody opens the door for somebody that they think they know, and then all of a sudden it's a Skrull taking over. The Dum Dum Dugan stuff at the beginning of that was pretty awesome. And so I love that paranoia, man. Are you a Skrull, Josh? I don't know. I guess you have to find out. If I am a Skrull, I'm the Skrull that decided to like take a bunch of vacation time, so I don't know. I also just love like the look of the show, the way it's shot, the way it's like photographed, just the editing, the sound, the performances, what you would call the mise en scène or the mise en scene. It feels like Winter Soldier, Civil War, the best era of the Earthbound stuff in the MCU. Like return to form, a true return to form, man. That's some of my favorite stuff in the MCU to this day. My favorite shit to watch is that Civil War, Winter Soldier era and all those kind of films. In fact, I remember after I watched Quantum Mid-Mania, I literally watched Winter Soldier as a palate cleanser. I was literally like, bro, like I literally need a palate cleanser right now. I'm going to go watch. I'm kind of confused. Are the scrolls good or bad? So I can explain what's going on in the show. And I don't think it's that much of a spoiler, okay? But I think generally speaking, the vibe is this. When we saw the scroll in the 90s, during Captain Marvel, the first film, the scroll we were seeing were mostly refugees. Okay? And the idea at the end of that movie is they are now going to help the refugee scroll find a homeworld, right? At the end of the movie, they're going to find a homeworld. They're going to help them out. They're going to set them up, okay? And what I think is happening here is they didn't do that. There is no homeworld. And so some of those refugee scroll let's just say some of those scroll are now mad and are instead thinking they're just going to take over Earth. Kind of like, oh, well, you didn't help us get a planet, so now we're going to take yours. So that's kind of the way that it is. And I love the scroll as a villain, man. Like, I love the scroll as a villain. Like, that was one of the reasons I was so upset with Captain Marvel. I was like, dude, are you really going to remove some of the most incredible Marvel villains and make them good guys? Like, I absolutely hate it. It's no bueno. No bueno. What's Olivia Colman in, by the way? Because a lot of people are super high on her being in it, and I'm not familiar with her at all. I don't really know a lot of projects she's been in or whatnot. You know, the thing that I'm really interested in when it comes to Secret Invasion, she's from The Crown. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not a. She plays Queen Elizabeth. Okay. So that's basically where she's all from. Is that what it is? Okay. You know, the other thing I'm really interested in here, guys, is are we going to actually get some secrets? Wow, no coin? I've dropped coin! I dropped coin! I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, get him out of here, Trent. Get him out of here. I just gave a bunch of coin. Drop more? God, you guys are so greedy. All right, I'll drop a little bit more, but we're shutting this thing down in 16 minutes. Oh my gosh. Supposed to be a nice, fun, rewarding thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, here's the other thing that I'm interested in. Can I get to my point? Feige has really tried to stop leaks, man. Like, he snapped out the Marvel Studios spoilers subreddit. He's out here filing lawsuits, doing shit. Like, dude, they're trying to shut it down, okay? They're trying to shut it down. To the point where when that Sentry costume was making the rounds in the leaker and scooper community, dude, nobody wanted to post it. I was talking to, like, all these different folks. I'm like, yo, post it. And they all wanted, like, me to post it. Because they were like, nah, dude, like, we don't want Disney to come down on us. And I was like, fuck it, I'll post it. So I posted, like, a little bit of it, right? But what I mean to say is, like, the leaking environment's different now. We know for sure that they shot a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So we know for sure that Secret Invasion shot a bunch of stuff in Scotland. Because remember when the Scottish paper was, like, talking about it? Oh, dude, I bet Feige was livid. He's like, I literally went to, like, this super secluded, like, place. We're trying to, like, hide this as best we can. And the fucking Scottish people, like, publish it in their, like, local gazette and shit. So we know for sure that a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, they shot some super secret shit in Scotland. And I wonder, man, do they have any other Avengers, any other reveals, anything that we don't know about? Is there anything that hasn't leaked out? Because I'll be very impressed if there is. I'll be very impressed, and I'm happy to be surprised. I'm going to try like hell to find out every single thing that I want to know. But if they can actually keep some secrets... Yeah. No, I said I wonder, man. Not Wonder Man. There's a comma there. There's a subtle comma. Golly, man. Golly. But yeah, it looks really, really cool, man. I'm excited. Yo, when does this thing drop? Probably the end of June, right? Like June 27th, I think. Is that what it is? June 21st? Whoo! Let's go, man. He's never far away, babu. This scene. I feel like this scene's about to pop off, bro. This might be the last scene in the first episode. Oh, dude. Let me ask you guys. Hey, don't say that, Living Hybunal. Let me ask you guys this. Would you guys be heartbroken? Would you guys be heartbroken if Rhodey had been a Skrull for like a long, long time? Like a long, long time. How would you feel about that? Trev saying, I'm hoping since Iron Man 2. That would be kind of interesting. I've heard a lot of people talk about that because of the recasting and everything, huh? Nah, just make it interesting. Dude, you know what I would love? Okay, so let's just imagine and let's just say, potentially, that all throughout Infinity War and Endgame, it was actually Rhodey, or the Skrull. It wasn't actually Rhodey, okay? If they do that, what I would love to see, and they play with this a little bit in the Secret Invasion comic, but what I would love to see is, like, what if that Skrull actually had feelings for Tony Stark? Because we have all these emotional scenes, right? And we've got that, emotional scene at the end when Tony's dying and Rhodey's there and everything like that. It's really sad and emotional. What if this Skrull actually started to like some of the humans? No, not like that. Jesus Christ. Not like that, bro. I'm talking about like brotherly love. Like he actually started to have a little bit of the feelings that he was potentially pretending to have. It's like when you go deep undercover. We've all been there, right? We've all been there. Let me explain. We've all been there. When you go deep undercover in like a really like hardcore gang and you start to like, check in with your handler a little bit less and less. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden, like, dude, you're really dude, one of the gang members saves your life. And then all of a sudden you're like, dude, that's actually my brother. And then all of a sudden you're like, I don't know, maybe I'm a gang member now. We've all been there. You know what I mean? Like, we've all been there. And so I want, like, is something like that going on with Rhodey? Yeah, Donnie Brasco, exactly. It's a fugazi. Yeah, we've all been there. So it's just kind of interesting, right? That would be fascinating. I would really like it if they played with that. Emilia freaking Clarke. I like Emilia Clarke, man. It's a little bit of a shame that like she hasn't had a lot of stuff pop for her since Game of Thrones. Oh, you know what else is kind of interesting too? So I think the old Marvel would have, and by the old Marvel I mean like from a year or two ago. I think they would have reshot this because this is apparently in Ukraine, and this dude's gonna blow up a bunch of people in Ukraine. And I think they might have like originally changed that, but they're just leaving it in from what I understand. Although they might not say it's Ukraine. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of interesting. Because of course, like, Falcon and the Winter Soldier suffered a lot because it heavily involved like an airborne illness that was biologically created in it was literally called Pandemic Productions. Did you guys know that? We've talked about that a lot, but there's always new people coming in they might not know. When Falcon and the Winter Soldier was originally an LLC, it was literally called Pandemic Productions. I don't know how many of you guys know that, but that's why that show sucks ass. Because they remade the entire fucking show. And, like, that's why the Flag Smashers don't make any fucking sense in that show. It's crazy, right? So, like, to me, it's like, okay, so maybe you made the right move there as far as changing the show. But, like, then give the show the proper time to actually be good. Like, don't give me this, like, chopped together Frankenstein show and expect me to be like, you know, I like this show even though it's whack because it had a great message. Like, that's not how that shit works. Like, please make a good show. So it's interesting. They're not changing that. And apparently, by the way, they're not changing Loki season 2 either. Marvel is going to release Loki with Jonathan Majors. Whether or not they recast, they're releasing Loki season 2 with Jonathan Majors. Which I frankly think is the right move. I think it's the right move. You know, it's in the can. You can easily recast. You know, I think most people will understand the recast. And yeah, just don't delay Loki season 2 again, especially because that could potentially delay other things. You know what I mean? So, as I was saying at the top of the stream, like, I have a big Marvel video coming out. There's a lot of movement with Marvel behind the scenes. They're being very quiet right now because I think they are changing so many things. And I think we will get an even more epic San Diego Comic-Con this summer for Marvel Studios than we had last year. Like, I think they're going to go so hard. We're going to get so many dope announcements at Comic-Con. After Comic-Con this year, the Marvel train gets rolling again, full steam ahead. They've got to... San Diego Comic-Con, Sozens. They've got to figure out what they're going to do with Jonathan Majors. They got to fully figure out what they're doing with these delays. But they've got a lot of dope stuff waiting in the wings. A lot of stuff that they're going to drop out of us, and it's going to be pretty freaking awesome. So, stay ready. We'll have another... Am I going to SDCC? No, but we'll have another epic stream where I'll be streaming the entire time, and we'll all be hanging out here together, waiting for the incredible news. You said this last year. Be careful. Last year, they had an incredible SDCC. The SDCC from last year was unbelievable. The content wasn't necessarily that great. I mean, I liked Wakanda Forever, but it wasn't like mind-blowing, groundbreaking, or anything like that. Okay. Let me see. Is there anything else we should be talking about, guys? Dude, Thrawn is still trending? That's cool. That's cool. There's so much stuff coming out right now about Coven of Chaos, too. It's kind of interesting. They've made a lot of changes to that show. I'll tell you that. Lots of changes. Let me just double check. Is there anything else crazy big that we should be talking about? Anything else real crazy that we should be talking about? Because what I wanted to do was I wanted to go through Q&A. I want to try to have some call-ins and then maybe react to a few videos or just kind of hang out. What else is going on? By the way, you got 4 minutes on your gambling. Then we're shutting it down. Hot D Season 2 T. There's not much to talk about. I think that it's going to be a shorter season, so I think it's going to be 6 episodes instead of 8. You know, losing Miguel Sapochnik is kind of concerning, but the team itself should still be really solid. So I hope it's still really, really good. Galaxy Edge Babu, creepy or sexy? Well, it's hard to imagine Babu being creepy. You know? He's like he's the CEO of Sexy Time. You know, so it's hard to imagine that. Gambling on a Wednesday? Yes, because there's no stream on Friday, bro. I'm out of town. I leave tomorrow. And I'll be back on Sunday night. Yeah. Yeah. Senior Scratchy coming back confirmed. Yes, I've heard that. I've lost over 50K? Oh, shit. That's not good. Leave forever? Okay, Rick Jones, I will. Except that I won't. Because I love what I do. And instead, I'm going to ban you forever. Where you at, you little fucker? Where you at, you little fucker? See you never, Rick Jones. Punk ass bitch. See what I got to deal with here? Did you talk about Tony Gilroy news? No. But the Tony Gilroy news is only that after some online pressure, he stopped his producing of Andor Season 2. And I mean, like, on the one hand, it's like, okay, good. He did the right thing. On the other hand, it's like, yeah, he was forced to. He was literally going to just produce and act like he wasn't crossing the picket line, which a lot of people are trying right now. You know what I mean? So, I mean, look, it is what it is, man. But, yeah, he stopped doing it. How long might the WGA strike last? Oh, I have no idea. I think we'll get some updates, right? Like, they'll be like, oh, we're close to finding a deal or whatever. Or it's going to go on for at least another month or some shit. I don't know, bro. I don't know. I have no idea. Is Kevin Feige crossing the picket line? Yeah. Definitely. Absolutely. As far as I understand it, yeah. There's no way he's not. Comic updates? Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of work on that over the weekend. So here's the thing. So I can't do a lot of YouTube work this week. Just got too much going on, and I'm leaving, and I'll be gone Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, right? So big gap there with the content. But I am going to be bringing my laptop. I am going to be knocking out some comic book writing. And yeah, I'm really excited. We're fairly close. I should have an update for you guys very soon. But yeah, it's going well. It's going well. Where are you going, bros? I'm going to Arizona. Arizona for a wedding. It's going to be cool. We're going down to Pittsburgh tomorrow. So we're going to fly out of Pittsburgh. So we're going down, and it'll be the first time that Liam's going to meet my best friend's son. And so we're putting these two babies together. We're going to see what happens. I just hope Liam doesn't bite him. She's been like biting a lot lately. But yeah, we're going to hang out tomorrow night there. And then we fly out very early on Friday. Oh yeah, I'll talk about the Acolyte news. Let me, in just a second here, I'll get into the Q&A. In fact, we can just get into the Q&A if you want. Let's just get in to the Q's and the A's. Al Patrickson says, I hope that Ahsoka's premiere date, meaning when in August it'll be on Disney Plus, is announced today during Disney's Q2 2023 quarter earning calls at 4:30. Oh, I didn't know that was going on today. Yeah, that's kind of interesting. Maybe we'll get an exact date. That would be cool. But like August feels great. It's always hot here in AZ, bro. Oh, I know. I've actually, and don't tell anybody, guys, but I actually went tanning a couple times here because I don't want to burn when I'm out in AZ. So I did a little tanning on my white Polish skin so I don't crisp up out there. But Zen Spider, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. Appreciate you. Mariana says, now that Tony has currently stepped down from producing duties, is now more likely Acolyte Ray and Filoni and Old Republic movies will be affected. Well, I think Ahsoka is going to be fine because that's in post-production. So let me try to explain this for everybody, okay? Writing is an essential part of pre-production. Okay, so you usually have a script. Usually, not always. Usually you have a script going into production. Okay? But most of the writers are somewhat involved either through a producing lens, sometimes they're a director as well, or sometimes they're just there to be available for rewrites, writing dialogue on the spot, and all this other stuff, okay? So during production, writers are also involved. So what you're seeing right now is a lot of studios, if you're in the pre-production phase, there's no way you can move forward without writers. So that's why Blade stopped. That's why a lot of other projects have stopped, because they're like, nah, man. However, there are other projects that are in production that are still technically requiring writers to do things. And that's what you get with your Stranger Things. That's what you just got with Andor Season 2. Because I think a lot of those people just kind of thought, well, it's not script writing, so I can get away with doing this and writing on the spot. Well, now there's a lot of online pressure. People are saying, no, you're crossing the picket line. So a lot of productions are stopping during production. Now, post-production, it's very rare to need a writer in post-production. So a show like Ahsoka is done, shot. Most of it's probably edited at this point. They're probably fine-tuning episode by episode. Anything that's in post-production is probably safe. The question is, well, that's actually true. So a lot of Marvel does go from post-production back into production via reshoots and things like that, right? But yeah, so Ahsoka's fine. These other shows, it's really going to depend. It's going to depend on the team. It's going to depend on the studio. Look, Disney does not want to slow their shit down. No studio wants to slow their shit down. That's the whole point of the strike. The strike is meant to be inconvenient for the studio. If it doesn't actually hurt the studio, then they have no leverage. They have no power, right? So what you're seeing right now is like that. The question for Mariana is, are we going to see some of these other projects be affected? I would venture to say yes. I would venture to say yes. I just don't know how much. I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how long this strike is expected to go. Right? So I don't really know. But yeah, I do think that they'll be affected. Star Wars Sith says, what's up, little man? What's up, brother? XA says, just got my diamond badge. On vacation next week. Gonna be dope. First Diamond Lounge. Can't wait. Oh, dude, yeah. That'll be exciting. We always, one of the first things we do when we get into the Diamond Lounge stream is we all talk about what we're drinking or what we're sipping on, what we're smoking, And so I'll be interested to know what you're drinking if you're on vacay. You know what I mean? Oh, let's shut that gambling down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Sorry, guys. No more gambling, okay? Because we're doing a longer stream. It is what it is, okay? This was Trev's idea. So if you're really upset about it, if you don't like what's going on, it was Trev's idea, okay? He didn't really like how we did the last $200 GameStop gift card giveaway. So I said, okay, Trev, how are we going to handle gambling? And he's like, 1 hour on Wednesday, and that's it. I was like, I don't think people are going to like that. But, Trev's call. So, Dark Dragon X7, member for 20 months, man. Thanks for all that love. Says, Dave Filoni is the GOAT. I agree. I agree, sir. Cody Moody says, hey, Josh, I'm hyped for Thrawn and Ahsoka. It sparked my excitement for Star Wars again. I also made a Vader edit. I DM'd it to you on Twitter. Much love. Okay, thanks, brother. I'll check that later. And also, hell yeah, man. I'm excited too, man. This has the potential, bro, they've got a big opportunity with Ahsoka, with Dave, with the Filoni movie. They've got a big opportunity. Hopefully, the Rey movie isn't so stinky doo-doo poo-poo bad that it just burns everybody out completely. I still believe, okay? I still believe. And by the way, I still want to see this Rey movie. And I still want to see what it could be. We'll just see. Won't we? We'll just see. Won't we? Nathan Brim, welcome back to the Nerd Vengers. Jedi Mike, member for 22 months, says, West Coast Nerd Vengers, sending you and Elisa the best Force vibes on your weekend. Safe travels. Trinity, Den of Nerds, Nerd Vengers for life. Appreciate you, bro. Yeah, this will be the first time we're traveling with, Liam, so I don't know what to expect, man. I'm just trying to, mentally prepare myself. Wait, do I still have this in? No, this isn't in. Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, so I don't know what to expect. I'm just trying to mentally prepare myself for a lot of stress. on Friday, you know? Whew. We'll see. How would you feel? Oh, sorry. Void, of course, says Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing and a tearjerker. Jube Jube. Nerd Ventures for life. Hey, I really appreciate you. Look, I liked Guardians. I didn't love it. I liked it. And also, I'm glad that so many Marvel fans really, really liked it. Like, it's nice that it's getting so much, positive responses. It's good. It's good for Marvel. Like, no way around it. It's good for Marvel. So I'm glad that people are enjoying it. Lewis says, thank you for everything you do, Josh. Love the sense of humor and love the content. You make me feel embrace my inner kid in me. Wish you the best. Hey, thanks so much, man. Yeah, I'm kind of like a big kid in a lot of ways, Like, I don't know if you guys knew this, but so I run a couple channels and I run a company called The Den of Nerds. And for a living, I talk about nerdy shit. It's kind of unrelatable. Like, I'm curious how this wedding's going to go. Where everybody's going to be like, oh, what do you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, okay, cool. What do you do? Oh, I do this. Oh, cool. What do you do? I talk about Star Wars and Marvel on the internet. You know what I mean? And occasionally some DC too. Only when I got to, crap on them. So, yeah. Jala says, how would you feel about Mark Hamill Doc Ock? I actually wouldn't mind it, but Jala, are you the same one that was pissing us off on Nerd Theory? No offense. I mean, it's okay. It's cool, but banned forever. Sajid says, wasn't the point of the skip is that there's no chaos going on and Rey is supposed to be established? This movie will be a failure and KK goes out sad. Yeah, maybe. I mean, look, we'll see, man. I'm so interested to see what that movie does, bro. Like, again, I think worst case scenario, it still makes like 500 milli. But that would be bad for a Star Wars movie, right? Yeah, that's right, Jala. You think I don't know? Steel trap up here. Okay? You think Serpico don't see? Sajid, I have no idea what the hell is going on with that movie. Why are the Jedi in chaos? I don't get it, bro. Like, I don't get it. Maybe something really cool will explain it, though. Big Jesus says, much love, Papa Josh. Hey, I appreciate you, man. Cody Moody says, is Darth Kennedy with special force ability force phobe? More like force probe. Because she's been a pain in my ass for many years. Thanks for the love. Status Geek says, a real fan of Star Wars could write a good trilogy within a week. She keeps things tight to the chest so they can be canceled. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Like, I mean, at this point, like, look, I get it. Kathleen Kennedy, it's pretty bad. She's pretty bad. Okay, I don't really have a lot. I don't really have a lot of positive stuff to say about it. But yeah. Mikey says, what up, Master Jedi Josh? How are you, bro? Dude, I'm real good, man. I'm real good. I'm excited for this trip. I'm a little, like, anxious because, I mean, you guys, a lot of you guys know, like, I'm like a workaholic, okay? And the last couple of weeks, I haven't been able to work as much. I haven't worked as much on videos, the channels, streams. I have so much going on and traveling and taking long, periods of time off. So there's like a little bit of anxiety, but also when I get back, I'll just get right back to it and go crazy. You know what I mean? So I'm just trying to like enjoy the time and just kind of understand that it's not always like this. This is just, a period in time. Also, I just got my buddies into Warhammer and it's been so fun, man. Like the group chat is blowing up with Warhammer stuff. Everybody's like planning out their armies and everything. And so with 10th edition coming out next month, there's a lot of new info coming out each day. And it's super cool. I'm having a lot of fun with Warhammer. I want to I don't think I'll make like a lot of Warhammer content, but I do want to make some Warhammer content and maybe like talk a little bit about it on streams and stuff. Because, man, I've been having so much fun. Like right now, dude, Warhammer is like keeping me going as far as from the nerdy stuff. Spatial Whisper says, rewatched Tales the other day, and it literally felt like an untold chapter of George's story, not just Disney's fan films. A masterpiece. Much love. Yeah, dude, Tales is so good. It's so on point, right? And it's like, that's why I think many of us are so excited for Dave Filoni's movie, dude. Whew! It's gonna be good. Can you drop... sorry, Mikey says, Mike Zero and Doom Cockballs would take it seriously. You talking about the rumor? Yeah, no, they probably would. Connor says, can you drop some coin, Papa Josh? I already did, brother. On Nerd Theory, you said there were a lot of red flags for Acolyte. Can you touch on the red flags? I thought you were optimistic about it. Side note, Allnut 101 reached out to you over the weekend just to give you a heads up. Have a great vacay. I appreciate that, Michael. And yeah, I saw him. I saw his DM. I want to get back to him on that. So the red flags for me have a lot to do with Leslie Headland and a lot of just the cast and the crew. And I think, from Jump Street with that project, with them calling it female-centric. Dude, by the way, do you guys remember when, John Campea had a argument with that one gal that was on his show? Because he was trying to say, he was trying to downplay what female-centric meant. And she was like, no, that is what it means. And that's a little bit weird. You know what I mean? I just remember that. And so from Jump Street, there have been a lot of questions. And a lot of the comments made, which are, they're promoting the show. This is the other thing I think is wild. This isn't like them saying some random shit on an IG Live. These motherfuckers were at Star Wars Celebration, popping off, answering questions in a way that was like, what? What is going on here? So yeah, there's a lot of red flags for the Acolyte, man. There's a lot of stuff that's intriguing about it, and I'm excited. But dude, in a lot of ways, and I think a lot of people have this feeling, just regularly scheduled Kathleen Kennedy nonsense. Let me ask you guys a question. If the rumors are true about Indiana Jones, which it seems like they're not, thank God. But if the rumors are true for Indiana Jones, that they are going back, and I think is that Indiana Jones's daughter or it's like a female character, that they're going back and replacing Indiana Jones in the past with a female. Does that not feel like a total Kathleen Kennedy thing to do? It's his niece. So if that is true, whoo, dude, that's Kathleen Kennedy. That's what she does. And if the Acolyte feels like that in a weird, takes me out of it, overreaching girl power, girls get it done kind of way, bro, that shit is going to get eye rolls from me. And then I'm going to pop off on Nerd Theory. So, there are red flags. And it, as much as I'm excited about certain aspects of the show, I'm not going to just ignore that if they do that again. If they Reva it again. Please. Just make a dope show. That's all you got to do. Just make a dope show. Old head Mike says, most serious, Dave, George, Freddie Prinze Jr. Yeah, Freddie's serious in a bad way. You know what I mean? I feel like Josh don't like KK. Yes, that is, you are correct. You are correct, man. Your deductive reasoning is on point for sure. Yeah, Freddie's probably the most serious in a bad way. So, yeah, thanks for that. The Exeter says, Luke and Mara Jade on the run from Thrawn and getting to know each other was in the forefront of Heir to the Empire. Will they or won't they? You know what? I'm going to say this, and a lot of you are going to lose your minds, but I actually think I think it might actually happen. The more I think about it, guys, and I'm not even trolling, I actually think Luke Ahsoka might replace the Mara Jade Luke relationship. I'm not even trolling. Like, when I first... Guys, this is what's wild. When I first started saying this shit, it was like pretty much all a troll. It was just because Theory didn't like it, and I thought it was hilarious, and we're kind of like doing it. But the more I think about it, I mean, think about it. Luke and Ahsoka have to be somewhat of main characters in this show. Or in this movie, right? And then there's those looks that she was giving him when she was there. I mean, come on, man. You saw those looks that she was giving him. You saw those looks that she was giving him. Love is important. As the homie just said, literally, the Exodus says, Luke and Mara Jade getting to know each other was at the forefront of the story. How are they going to replace that element? Well, I can think of two characters that also use lightsabers that are force sensitive that may get to know each other more. Ezra and Sabine? Maybe. Maybe. Andrew says, Mama Wanda or Mama Amelia? Oh, it's Mama Wanda for me all day. Mama Wanda for me all day. I mean, I always liked Emilia Clarke. I was never like taken by her in that sense. I know a lot of people were, and they're like, dude, she's so fucking hot and all that shit. Nah, I don't think so. For me, though, Elizabeth Olsen, yeah. I have a standing hall pass for Elizabeth Olsen. I just want everybody to know that, and mostly just Elizabeth Olsen. Somebody let her know. Okay. Chase Floyd says, my guy. No Warhammer question this week for you. I appreciate you. Thank you, Chase Floyd. I also wouldn't have minded a Warhammer question. DJ says, I feel like anything we predict is just going to hype us up for disappointment. Disney never gets it right with their shows. I would say never gets it right? No. Rarely gets it right? Yes. The two best Disney Plus shows are Loki and Mandalorian. Mandalorian has 2 seasons that are really good and one that was like, what the fuck happened? And Loki just has 1 season, right? So it's not impossible for them to have it. I kind of feel like Secret Invasion could be the next dope Disney Plus show. And they took a lot of time with it, man. The last show was She-Hulk. That's like an 18-month break or something. It's at least a year, right? Isn't it? It's close to a year. I don't even know, okay? I've lost all ability to keep track of time. But I know that that was the last show. And there ain't no goddamn way this show's going to be as bad as She-Hulk. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. So, okay, let's keep going here, though. Michael says Secret Wars trailer got me. It looks pretty dope. It's Secret Invasion, but yes, Michael, it does look pretty dope, doesn't it? Joey says coin drop never works for me. Got to get it the old-fashioned way, supporting the Nerd Avengers. Maybe members should get $15K a month for being members. Yeah, I would love to do that. It's just really stupid on my end too. It's like really hard. I eventually want to try to take Nerdcoin off of Streamlabs and like create our own thing for it. Maybe I'll just get AI to like create it and design it or whatever. But, yeah, unfortunately, it's kind of tough, man. It's just stupid the way it doesn't work all the time. Shadow Room Sabas says, Luke gone forever? Luke Soka gone? LMAO! Much love. Hope you, baby mama, and doggos all doing well, brother. Excellent Nerd Theory Monday. Yeah, it was fun, huh? I had a good time. Oh, no, crypto. No, it's not going to be crypto. It's just going to be a reward system. I'll be honest with you guys. There was a time where I wanted it to be crypto and I wanted it to be all metaverse related. And then the internet decided they fucking hated it. So thanks a lot, internet. Yeah, thanks a lot. Now, no more crypto. Thanks. Now it'll just be like having a gift card. Jesus Christ. Maddox says, Nerd Avengers Heart, thank you so much, man. Hiron says, hey, Josh, have you seen the anime My Hero Academia? As a Marvel and Star Wars fan, I think you would absolutely love it. Yeah, I like My Hero. I'm not current, though. I'm pretty behind on My Hero, but I do like it. I'm going crazy on Black Clover right now, dude. Black Clover's so good right now. I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Kyle says, I had an idea on how they could do Secret Wars properly. The first one we get should be the OG and have Spider-Man get the Venom piece on Battle World. Yeah, I would like that. I don't think they're going to do that, but I would like that for sure. RJ Phillip, welcome back to the Nerd Avengers. The Real Super Shadow says, what is the definition of lead versus supporting actor? So it has to do with the most screen time and also the most pay. So if you are a lead, you're going to be the person that has the most scenes in the movie. The narrative will focus on you. If you're a supporting actor, then your role supports the main protagonist. Okay? So yeah, that's the difference. XA says, I'm going to buy my first... Hang on, I lost it. I lost it here. Damn it. I'm going to buy my first Marvel comic series. Going to start with Absolute Carnage and the King in Black series. Good start? Dude, yeah. King in Black was amazing. You'll dig it. You'll absolutely love it. Chilling in the Basement says, 8 months, baby. I don't think they'll announce Major's departure till after SDCC. Probably will announce the recast at the same time. Thanks for doing your thing. Yeah. Nerd Adventures for life. Well. I think they probably have all kinds of plans and options there. I think it's going to depend on what happens on June 13th, right? There's... Like, if it doesn't pick up any more steam, maybe they could wait. But, like, if he gets fucking charged, bro, like, they're going to need to move pretty quick on that. Sozin says, KK saying Taika is slow is hilarious. All she does is create unrealistic deadlines. What's your take on just recasting Luke and using deepfake money on other SFX? Maybe make volume look good for once. I don't mind a recast. I think it would be a little bit weird to do all the CGI stuff they've done and then go to recast. Like, I think that actually, like, will be a little bit jarring. But it could work. Look, I think you can do it. Deepfake technology is getting better and better, dude. It's pretty crazy what they're able to accomplish. So, I mean, maybe Star Wars just stole all of Shamook's ideas and how to do it. And maybe they'll just fix it up and make it look awesome. I don't know. Yeah. No deepfake Luke for a long time. Looks so weird. I don't really think it looks that bad. I like it a lot. Riley says, did they pull a whole Mando episode when they split Finn? What? I don't know what that means. Vito says, take pics of the wedding cake, please. Veed likes to see his competition. Oh, will do, bro. Will do. I'll take a picture for you. Joey says, Taika's slow. It's on Donald Glover's plate. Recasting hurt Solo. Does KK actually think before speaking? Get out of here. So out of touch. I know. It's crazy, dude. Like, she's just, she's toxic. Everybody thinks I'm toxic? No. KK's toxic. Greek Drummer says, I feel like it would be smarter for Marvel to just get rid of Majors and recast ASAP. I care more about the film timeline keeping track than anything. Yes. I hear you. It is a very complicated situation, and I think I think they're going to recast almost no matter what. It's just about timing at this point. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Darth Crypto says, have you heard anything about Filoni joining the dark side? KK camp? I'm hearing chatter about that on the interwebs. Also, how's Liam? No Adventures for Life. Liam's good, man. He's going through a lot of mental leaps right now, and also he's teething. He's got a big front tooth coming again, so he's kind of going through it. So Filoni joining the dark side. Well, here's what I'll say. I find it odd that Favreau wasn't involved in these Entertainment Weekly conversations at all. I'm still waiting to see, like, for sure. Like, I wonder, like, is Favreau still doing Star Wars? Is he going to do Mando 4? Like, I'd like to know that for sure. As far as Dave joining the dark side, I mean, he likes Kathy. Like, there's no way around it. He likes Kathy. But I think he does question a lot of the things she does. Like, there was a comment made, not this celebration, but, like, last celebration, where Dave kind of said something like, I often ask Kathy why she makes the movies she makes, or something like that. So I think, like, he would obviously do things differently, but yeah. Interesting. Yeah. Louis says, Luke will be in the movie for Ahsoka to save and one up at every turn. The Force is female. KK will dangle him in front of us only to crush him again. So, again, Lou, I understand that concern. I can't blame people for feeling that way because, again, it's Kathy, and I totally get it. But what if it's not? What if it's actually... Sorry, I had to sneeze. What if it's actually dope? What if it's fire? What if we get the Luke we wanted? Like, come on, man. Like, shouldn't we hope for that? Will you not be excited if that happens? When has it been dope? Easy. Mando, season 2, last episode. Book of Boba Fett, the 2 random ass Mando episodes. It's been pretty dope in those seasons. Or in those spots. No? Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Like, was that not dope? Is that not the whole point? Is that not why we're here? Are you not entertained? Sheesh. Okay. Nathan says, feels good to be back. What's your hype for Across the Spider-Verse? Oh, I'm pretty excited for Across the Spider-Verse. When's that come out? A couple weeks? When does that come out? Couple of weeks? First week of June? Ooh, that's going to be good, bro. That's going to be very fun. That's good stuff. How can KK give us the Luke we wanted? She can get out of the fucking way and let Dave do his goddamn thing. Okay, Nathan Brims. Oh, sorry. Old Head Mike says, G3 spoilers, 9 out of 10. But so dark and depressing. I don't know if I can watch it again. Rooted for Peter to die, but I'm really happy no one died. Great closure. They towed that PG-13 line hard. R would have hit 10 out of 10. Yeah, I kind of feel the same way. Like, I like the movie. I don't know if I'm rushing out to see the movie again. It's a weird experience. It has highs and lows and a lot of darkness, but overall it's good. Like, there's a lot of good stuff in that film. 100%. And James Gunn is really good at making movies. Like, you kind of can't deny that. And I really enjoyed a lot of his commentary about, like, particularly how to handle CGI versus practical and stuff like that. Like, he's really good. He plans a lot. He's functionally a very good filmmaker. He just happens to have a taste and like a sense of humor that I'm not crazy about. So it doesn't, like, personally do it for me. But, yeah. Morpho Not says, hey, dude, what custom Warhammer Mini would you want made? When I get some time, I'll finish Xander and I'll send it to you and maybe a custom Warhammer figure. Dude, that would be sick. The custom figure I would want is Constantine Valdor. You're going to have to look him up. And I think there are already custom versions of him out there. But he's one of the Custodes. And he's currently not with the Custodes. He left like a while ago. And there are a lot of crazy rumors of where he's at and what he is doing. And so I would just use Constantine Valdor and replace him for like Trajan Valoris. I'm probably like speaking Greek to most of you, but that's the one I would want, man. JJ Lemont or the Emperor or the God Emperor of Mankind. The Emperor is pretty dope. JJ Lemont says, I fell back asleep and just got on. Please recap everything. LOL Nerd Ventures for life. I'll never do that. Okay, I'll recap it for you real quick, okay? KK still bad. Filoni still cool. Hopefully things are okay. Secret Invasion looks kind of lit. There you go. Omegon says, I don't know if you've discussed it yet, but what 40K army / factions are you and your buddies doing / interested in? Also, you excited for TV movies set in 40K? Bro, I'm so excited. If they actually start doing these shows and movies in 40K, I'll start covering 40K on the channels, and that'll be hype. As far as the armies, so I have a Custodes army. I'm building a Dark Angels army slowly. My one buddy is building Tau. My one buddy is building Tyranids. And my other buddy is building Chaos Demons. So, and the thing that's kind of weird about all that is the more I thought about it, I was like, I'm the only loyalist player? All my friends are playing either Demons or Xenos? Holy shit. Holy shit. Good thing custodians are the best. Sajid says Luke for show gonna be in that Super Soka. Okay. Philip Hatch says, oh fuck. Philip! No, I lost it. Philip says, Josh, for the people who haven't read the books, can you give a rundown of who exactly Mara Jade is? So Mara Jade is a very interesting character. She's known as the Hand of the Emperor, and she's this like trained Sith-like assassin. Okay? But when we first meet her in the story, she's actually just the second in command for this like other general guy, and she's like low key with who she actually is. Okay? And then eventually she's sent to assassinate Luke Skywalker. Okay? And then what happens is that whole enemies become friends, become lovers trope. So that's kind of like what happens. And yeah, she's really cool. She's really cool. They end up having kids together. They end up getting married. And then they're, yeah, he's a smuggler, whatever, bro. He's not a general guy, but he presents himself as a general. Get off my back. Get off my back. So that's the TLDR. Alex says, do we know the number of episodes and runtimes for Secret Invasion? I think it's 6 episodes, and I think they're going to be close to an hour. Pretty sure. Pretty sure. Not 100% on that, but that's what I think is happening. Yeah. Sajid says, was talking to someone about why they should just do comic accurate Fantastic Four, and they said it's okay to swap everything because Marvel whitewashes characters, for example, Wanda. First I have ever heard that complaint. Yeah, I mean, there's some truth to that, right? What's another one? So there were questions about Doctor Doom, and it's kind of an interesting thing because he is part, like, not Romanian, I forget the name for it, but it's like an ethnic group. Like his mom was like a sort of dark-skinned ethnic, almost like Turkish person. And so a lot of but you don't think that when you think of Romani. So you don't think that when you think of Doctor Doom. You kind of low-key just think he's a white guy, but he's not. So there's something to be said for that. For sure, but I also think like that's like a side argument. Like that doesn't make it okay that Hollywood executives are like saying, "Oh, well, we need to change this thing for the sake of representation." And it also doesn't excuse the fact that if they've done that a lot, it just might be at the point where people are just it's literally like taking people out of the experience, you know? I think there are examples of doing it that it's like completely fine. It actually makes sense for the story. Like I'll say this, there's no universe where I'm interested in The Little Mermaid, but that has more to do with the fact that I've never watched a single live action Disney remake. I have zero interest in that. I have not watched any of them. It's just not for me. But the last trailer I watched for The Little Mermaid looked lit, and the gal that plays Ariel, she's very talented, and also I'll just say it, hot as fuck. She's very attractive young lady, right? So yeah, there's places where it can work, but I think when it comes to the Fantastic Four situation, the reason it's so damn crazy is because they were literally going to make Mila Kunis the Thing to be more diverse or something. Like what? Like what? Like, you've lost the plot when, like, that's the ideas that you're throwing up there because you're like, well, we've got to figure out diversity. Let's do the most ridiculous goddamn thing ever. You know? So, that's the take. Joe says, are you a nerd for Zelda? Thoughts on TOTK? No, I'm not, man. I mean, I like Zelda, but I haven't really, like, played a lot of the new Zeldas. I think the last Zelda I played very seriously was Wind Waker. And Wind Waker was amazing. Y'all ever play Wind Waker? Y'all ever play Wind Waker? That was a very good Zelda, man. I like that one a lot. But no, I haven't really played a lot of the new ones, you know? So, But I'm happy for the Zelda fans. You know what? Here's a question that I think, this is for all the Zelda fans, okay? This is for all the Zelda fans. When we're talking a little bit, when we're talking about like representation and all that sort of stuff, okay? I just want you to think about this. What if Zelda was a girl? Think about it. DJ says, I ship Luke Soka, but what if Disney changes Luke orientation? Nah. Brandon D says, how do you think Marvel can win fans back? I know. It's a meme. It's a meme. All you Zelda fans are losing your mind. It's a fucking meme. How do you think Marvel can win fans back? I know they're changing and bulking up stories, but what if it doesn't work? I think the best way to win fans back is to introduce really big ideas and have them executed in really good projects. Brian Lara says, Josh, you're our Captain Yami, and I'm annoying the hell out of my family saying wah wah wee wah all the time. Enjoy your family time. Nerd Adventures for life. Hey, I appreciate it, bro. Dude, Yami's my favorite character, so I smile that you said that, man. That's cool. Because, yeah, like, Yami's the best, dude. Yami's the best. Riley S. says, what I mean is if they made the final 2 parts, did they have to cut an episode to keep the 8-episode norm? Oh. I'm not sure. I think it's probably more like they thought about what they had planned for the last episode, and they were like, nah, we're scratching that. And instead, we're going to stretch this episode into 2. That's kind of what I think they did. X Ace says, hear about the baby made with 3 people's DNA in the UK? No, I haven't heard about that. That seems pretty wild. Was it 3 pretty incredible people, or like, is it 3 buttholes? Science says, other than Deadpool 3, which is not out for a while, Cap 4 is the next Marvel movie I'm really hyped for. What's your most anticipated MCU movie and why? I'm excited for Cap 4 because I want to see Red Hulk, President, I want to see, you know, the Serpent Society. I want to see Tiamat Island. Maybe the beginning of, you know, the adamantium stuff and everything like that. So that's pretty cool. I'm excited for Thunderbolts. I want to see Sentry, and I want to see, like, how we go from there. I'm excited for Deadpool 3 for sure. Obviously, that just seems incredible. Spider-Man 4 is going to be incredible. Like, there's a lot of fire. There's a lot of fire. You know what I mean? JJ Lamone says, perfect. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Gilroy leaves Andor. Did you mention that? I'm behind. Yeah, he didn't leave Andor. He stopped producing on Andor because it was crossing the picket line. Grant says, with a $10 holla, very generous, says, had tickets to see Volume 3 opening night because someone hacked my Fandango and took my tickets? Thankfully, I still saw it that night. It was just amazing. That hallway scene is one of my favorite MCU moments. Yeah, that hallway scene is top-notch, bro. Like, there's stuff I don't love in that movie. But you cannot deny the action in that film is fire, bro. Like, the action is very good in that movie. The action and the visual effects, I think, are top-notch. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited that it's out there, and I'm glad you enjoyed it. RJ Phillip with a 10 spot, very generous, says, I had to re-up that gifted membership I got last month. Thanks for all the great content, Josh. Might not be around next week as the kiddo is graduating high school and parents are coming to town. Nerd Adventures for life. I hear you, brother, but that'll be a good experience anyway. It'll be a nice little break for you. It'll be chill watching the kid graduate. That's crazy. That's wild, man. Benjamin, first time here. Good to see you. Make your way around the tower. Deep South says, thoughts on Studio Ghibli style Zelda Pikmin film? That would be cool. But just take the Pikmin out of there. Like, you don't need that. Just do the Zelda stuff. And also, I think Ghibli might do a full-length Star Wars movie. And, oh, man, would that be cool. A feature-length Studio Ghibli Star Wars movie. I bet that shit makes more than the Rey movie. I'm just saying. Trev says with an $11 Canadian, if Feige wants Marvel movies to be Oscar eligible as of 2021, the Oscars have changed their rules tremendously. Go check it out. Diversity has to happen. Otherwise, no Oscars. Yeah, so that's diversity behind the scenes and diversity in front of the camera, and I have seen that, yes. I have seen that. I don't know the specifics of it, but I have seen that. Jared N says, better Aquaman, Jason Momoa or Vinny Chase? Billy Walsh or the Russo brothers? Ari Gold or Kevin Feige? Year-long membership, Den of Goats. Bro, what? Vinny Chase, Aquaman? Who dat? Is that the guy from Smallville? The fuck? Billy Walsh or Russo brothers? Dude, you're sending me on all these Google searches here. The fuck? I'm going to say Russo brothers. Kevin Feige. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm cute, you're mad. Dude, I recognize that name. It says, do you think the High Evolutionary is dead? Yeah, 100%. Benjamin, thanks for the 10 spot, man. No message, though. From Entourage? What? Vinny Chase is a rapper? Oh, okay. Is he any good? Is he any good or what? Elijah says, you were talking about comic production, publishing business, etc. You got any experience with film publishing? No, not with film publishing. No. I mean, we didn't necessarily, like, that's not something we really touched on in film school. That's like a whole, that's a Hollywood thing. I mean, of course, you can self-publish, you can publish, a lot of different things, but no, I don't know too much about that. But I actually worked in the publishing side of comics for a while, so I understand that a little bit better. It's all about, like, working with the distributors, etc. There's an episode of Entourage where James Cameron direct the Aqua movie and Vincent Chase is the main actor. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm not familiar with that. Yeah. Directed by James Cameron. No message, just throwing a few bucks in the hat. Hey, I appreciate it, man. Thanks, brother. What do you think? Should we do some call-ins and then maybe watch a few videos or something? Should we do a couple call-ins? Look how curly the one side of my hair is. It went all crazy on me. Okay, starting the stage. Come on in. Let's have a little chat with y'all. Turn that down. Turn this up. Get some peeps in. See what peeps got to say. Kendall! First in, man.
Yo.
Yo, what up, bro?
What's good, bro? How you doing, man?
Good, man. I'm just kind of in a weird, like, limbo couple of weeks, but, you know, other than that, I'm feeling good, and it's also slow, you know, there's not, like, too much going on, so I'm chilling. What about you?
That's what's up. That's what's up. Hey, man, I just wanted to, you know, poke your brain a little bit about Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Yeah.
Just, like, one of my biggest things is I would love if we are moving on from Jonathan Majors and, like, to leave that separate. I would kind of love for them to, like, go into Chakotay Aruji being a replacement for, like, Kang the Conqueror, for him being a variant. Like, logistically and the story-wise in the MCU, like, what are your thoughts of, like, that actually working for the High Evolutionary, like, being a variant? Like, would that, like, fly with you, like, comic book-wise? Like, would you want the High Evolutionary to be the same, or is it, like, kind of a cool take in it?
Yeah, so I like it. I think he's already way different than the High Evolutionary from comics, right? Because, like, in High Evolutionary, like, he's on Earth a lot. He's on Earth doing a lot of that stuff, and then he creates Counter-Earth, like, after that, right? Now, technically, he name drops that in the movie because he says he's, like, been to Earth and stuff. I think at the end of the day, if they could pull it off and he was open to it, it's cool because the dude is incredible, right? I think the main thing we're all talking about here is, like, Jonathan Majors, regardless of whatever's going on, is a very unique talent. One of the reasons we were open to Kang, because Kang is, like, on paper, bro, like, Kang doesn't hold a candle, in my opinion, to even, like, Ultron, right? But Jonathan was so good that we were like, dang, like that we can work with this. So in that sense, I totally get it, because bringing him in, you know, the High Evolutionary actor is an incredible talent as well. So from that perspective, I like it, and I think it would be really cool. It could also recontextualize the movie, which is like Marvel's very good with their retcons. So I'm always reminded of, you know, putting Jake Gyllenhaal in that room where Tony's talking during Civil War, right? That's a really interesting retcon. So yeah, they could do it. I guess it's just going to kind of depend, like, because he signed up for, he did one movie, the High Evolutionary guy.
Yeah.
So he didn't seem like that. He didn't really want to necessarily do a bunch of movies. And I mean, dude, that's the other thing. If you're signing up to be Kang, you're signing up for a lot of work, bro, you know?
Yeah, you got to be ready to be Kang.
Yeah.
All right, so my other question here too, with the Guardians of the Galaxy, and then I'll hop off into this one. Dude, the jump points, like I'm trying to form a good theory about what the hell is going on with the jump points, bro.
Yeah.
Because like, one, do you think that they kind of probably put that like little glitch in it? Like, I don't know if you noticed, but like the little glitch in it when they were going through it, it kind of like it was like a little lightning storm or whatever.
Yeah.
It just didn't look like it normally does. So I was just wondering if they might have put that in there like at the last minute after the Marvels. But like, could it be the multiverse? I don't know. Just to kind of get sweaty, and I don't know if you want to get sweaty on it. But like, could it be like the multiverse plans, or like something going on with incursions that are making it fall apart? Because if we're thinking about like how they're able to move through space and through time through jump points, maybe that has something to do with them going outside of the time stream and then coming back at a certain point.
Yeah.
And with all of this stuff going on with the multiverse, with incursions possibly happening, like, could we be seeing incursions happening because people are using their jump points, going through space and time, and maybe clashing through other multiverses? Like, is that like kind of too? Yeah, no,
I think that no. I think that could absolutely work. It just kind of depends on what is functionally happening with the jump points, right? Like, we don't really know how that works, and it was something that I think even before we knew about Kang, there were people talking about that, because it's also a hexagon, right? And people kept bringing that up with Wanda and stuff. So yeah, there's absolutely some stuff there that could connect to it. And I do wonder if that's part of it, like the instability of space travel being connected to that. And then if you think about the Marvels, you know, we don't know for sure, but that might be something that like Sword is really out there investigating. Whatever that wall is that Monica goes out to touch, you know, whatever that breach is, it is possible that that's connected to something multiversal. So yeah, it definitely could be, for sure.
All right, man. Hey, well, look, dude, I just want to holler at you, throw those things out there, I hop out. But yeah, thanks for everything you do, bro.
Hey, I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Take care, man. All right, let's bring the Second Sons in here. What's up, Second Sons? And you still can't chat, huh? Second Sons! Second Sons! Got to give him a second. He might be like in the next room, coming back over to the phone or something. Uh-oh. Okay, no, he's not in here anymore. Maybe something had to happen. Let's bring on the Skywalker Crew 77. Ooh, I like your profile picture too. That Adam Driver is Reed Richards there?
Yeah, man.
That's cool, bro.
First, man, hope you have a good trip, bro. Sounds pretty cool, man. Never been to the West Coast.
Yeah, it should be fun. It's going to be hot. You know, that's the only thing, is it's going to be super hot. But other than that, I'm looking forward to it. So
I was watching a video that you dropped a couple days ago of the possibility of Quake coming into Secret Invasion. Kind of wanted to pick your brain about that, man.
Yeah, I mean, this has been a long-standing rumor. I do believe it. I think it'll happen. And a lot of people like that character, right? So it's going to spark that whole debate again of like, is Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. canon or not? I've heard some people say like, oh, there's going to be some stuff that explicitly makes it so that it's not, but that might actually have to do with the Darkhold. So the rumor is Agatha's had the Darkhold for over 100 years. So technically there's a whole arc in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. with the Darkhold. So that means that it had to be in a different multiverse, right?
Nice.
But yeah, no, I mean, Chloe Bennett's great. It'll be cool to have her in there, and I think she's gonna continue on and do some other stuff too. So
nice. And then with going into 2024, man, like, what are your thoughts on New World Order? Like, how you feel about that?
Well, I feel really good about it. I mean, first of all, I don't think it's going to be called New World Order. They're going to change that name, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so I've heard they're going to change the name, and I think I've even heard, and I don't know if this is true, this is pretty, it's like very speculative, but some people are saying they might even call it Gamma War, which would which would be kind of lit. So, no, I'm really excited about it. Look, from what I've heard, and this came from Charles Murphy, the script for New World Order is one of the craziest things they've ever written. Like, they're going for it with it. So I'm looking forward to it. I keep saying to people that I think 2024 is the year where we really start to see a lot of these changes that we've been talking about. Like, Feige and them are making a lot of changes. But because of the way production has happened, you're not going to really see it until 2024. So I'm very excited for Captain America 4.
Yeah, man. Especially, Harrison as Thunderbolt should be fun.
Yeah. No, it still kind of blows my mind. Like yeah, dude, like Harrison Ford is the fucking Red Hulk in the MCU. Like, what? Right. Like, yeah, it's pretty crazy. So it'll be fun.
Oh, but heck yeah, man. Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, appreciate it, brother. Thanks for the questions. And yeah, we'll talk again soon. All right.
All right.
Peace, take care. All right. Let's get Trev in here. Let's get freaking Trev in here. What's up?
What's shaking, brother?
What's shaking, my friend? What you doing over there in Canada?
It's just a day off. I'm just chilling. So I have to pick up Tyler at 3:00. But first thing I wanted to say before anything is that, you know why I said that stuff about the gift card giveaway is because you made it kind of like pay to win for people who have Nerdcoin.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. I would say
that's why I just said that. Go ahead, though. Go ahead.
No. I would say I kind of see your point on that, but also like I was starting to like pile up gift cards. You know what I mean? So like I needed to get rid of one of them, and also I think regardless of how we do it, there's going to be some complaints because there were complaints. A lot of people were saying they don't like the random drawing because they want somebody that's like active, somebody that's like there to win. So, yeah, I mean, technically speaking, I see what you mean, but the guy that won only bought 13 tickets. So I don't know,
I get you.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, though, but it gives you a greater percentage chance is all I'm saying, right?
It certainly does. Yeah, it certainly does. Yeah.
Anyway, though, so I saw Mike was just saying he wants me to talk on Thrawn because I'm a big Thrawn fan, right? Obviously.
Ooh, yeah.
So, and obviously, like you've said, like you think Luke's going to be featured in it because that's what you've heard, that's what you think, or that's what you've read, yeah. And I think that's possible, but I just think like there's a reason why Filoni created Rebels, right? And even going back, because that's when he introduced Thrawn in that show.
Yes.
Right. He's built up Ezra. Like, why is Ezra born the same day as Luke and Leia?
Yeah, it's a little bit. I mean, look, Ezra's a really important character for him as well. I'm not arguing that, and I expect him to have a big part in the movie too. But like, so my take on that is like, Ezra might be more like a Kyle Katarn type character. If we're gonna see Luke sort of budgeting Jedi Academy or like some Jedi there, and then there's Luke, I think Luke is the de facto leader. Like, I think even Ahsoka would be like, no, like we gotta do, like, Luke is the strongest and the best Jedi that there is right now. Like, we should probably like follow him or whatnot. I could be wrong, but like everything, like there's nothing in that I've heard. There's no like line of thinking that takes me to the conclusion of like, oh, well, they'll downplay Luke. Like, there's just no evidence of that. I think if anything, it's going to be the opposite.
Well, here's hoping if it does happen. I mean, I hope it's done really well, right? That's all.
Yeah. No,
if they 100%. Don't do it really well. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. That's all I really wanted to.
All right. Cool. Well, he made some comment. He made a comment about it. It was a couple of weeks ago, and he said something like, when you go to do something like this, you think about making like your mark on a generation or like having a generational moment. You know what I mean? And I think like if you really read between the lines, he is kind of saying over and over again, I want to replicate the experience I had as a fan reading Heir to the Empire. You know, because we didn't know that there was going to ever... Dude, you and I probably were in the same spot. You didn't know if there was ever going to be more Star Wars. So when you read Heir to the Empire, it felt like the extension of that story. And it's fantastic, and it's so different. So that is the vibe I am getting from Dave over and over again, is that he wants to do that for a new generation of Star Wars fans. And that includes a lot of Luke, you know?
Why would he? But then do you think that Balon would take the place of Sabayoth, or does he just have Sabayoth? Or, like I've said before, I've said this like years ago. I said, like, if Mace Windu comes in as a clone.
Yeah. Oh,
but yeah.
No, so my answer to that would be, I think you have to remember this. It's different than Heir in a lot of ways. The main difference is Thrawn, since before the Battle of Endor, has been out in the New Beyond, right? So he has no access to Tantus. He has no access to anything. What is going to happen is there will be some Jedi that he's already brought over. So that's Baylan and Shin. They're working for him in some capacity, but they're really more working for Elsbeth. And then there's another character, this Enoch character, that is with him in the New Beyond. And I think between Enoch and the Night Sisters, he will have a different group of like Force people, right?
Enoch is like a stand-in for Rook, but even though Rook's already dead.
Could be.
Like
I've also
bodyguard, yeah.
Yes. Well, I've also heard some speculation that Rook may be, and this came from Timothy Zahn, Rook may end up being a title, not a name, and so there might be a new Rook too. So yeah, I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff that they're, I think, working on right now. But overall, I'm pretty optimistic, man. Like, I really think it's the dopest thing Star Wars has going for it. You know what I mean? And so
yeah, 100%.
I choose to be as optimistic about it as I can. You know?
Yeah, I agree. All right, though.
All right, brother.
Have
Enjoy the rest of the day off, man.
Yeah, have fun in Arizona yourself there.
Will do, brother. All right, peace out, Meng. All right, let's bring on Adrian. Hey, yo, Adrian. Bringing you on, man. Bringing you on. Yeah. Uh-oh. Let's give him a couple more seconds here. He might be trying to figure it out. Give him a couple more seconds here. Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Can you?
I can hear you. You're a little quiet, but I'll just jack your audio up a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know what this mic is about.
It's okay.
I wanna ask you.
Yep.
About Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
How do you feel about Dragon Ball Super in comparison to the other one?
Okay, so it's definitely not, yeah. So yeah, I would say Super is definitely not as good as the best parts of Z, and it's not as good as the best parts of Dragon Ball. I like it a little bit better than GT. But there are also some incredible things in Super. Like, I really like the Future Trunks arc. I really like the Universe Tournament of Power. I really like the ending of the season, and Topo and Jiren and the gods. And so there's a lot of stuff that I really like as a Dragon Ball fan. But what I would say is I hope if and when they bring Dragon Ball back, that the next anime is better than Super. And I think most of us would want that. You know what I mean?
Did you read the manga? The moral arc is well put and really good in my opinion.
Yes. So I didn't read it, but I watched a lot of like the recap videos from, like Geekdom and some of these other people. And yeah, the moral arc seems awesome, man. And I really like the new movie too. I like the Piccolo God form, Orange Piccolo. I like Gohan Beast. I like the fact that Broly's in the mix. I like Ultra Ego, so there's a lot of stuff that I like with Dragon Ball. Dude, if the anime comes back, they have so much they could pull from. That would be really fun. So, yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Moral feels particularly out of place somehow because he doesn't feel like a typical Dragon Ball villain. He's more Maleficent somehow,
yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
He feels really, really badass. Something
Yeah.
Dragon Ball needs. I feel it a bit childish with Super now.
Yeah.
A bit more than the original Dragon Ball.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's a little bit more lighthearted, a little bit more slice of life in a lot of areas, but yeah, Moro's a very interesting villain. It's almost a shame that like they don't spend more time on him because like the Granola arc, even though there's a lot of cool stuff happening there, to me Moro is, like you said, different, intriguing. I like the magic ideas and you know, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'd love to see the Moro stuff done in the anime for sure.
Yeah, so that's about it, I think. Any updates on the anime channel?
So the thing about the anime channel, man, like here's the thing. I wish I could just do the anime channel, and I'm getting my anime education is growing almost every day because I learn more about it. I'm watching more anime. But the truth is, like, what's up?
Every day,
Yeah,
talk about it.
Yeah, I talk about it a lot. I just, the truth of the matter is, like, it's already really hard to, like, have the main channel be doing well and then the streaming channel. And the next thing I want to grow is, like, the clips channel. But, yeah, I've thought about it. I mean, dude, just this morning, as I was, like, brushing my teeth, I was like, dude, I should just start the freaking Warhammer channel. I should just make the Warhammer content. But here's the thing. So it's one thing to say that. It's another thing to commit all the time and energy that it would take to make it be successful, right? So it's a little tricky, man. Like, I would love to, but it's a difficult task.
How about start by filming yourself painting the figure? And just that, for starters.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I could totally do it. I mean, the first video would probably be like why I fell in love with Warhammer and just like explain why and how it happened, you know? But then it's like, okay, well, what content do I make consistently for Warhammer? Am I going to be a strategy channel? Am I going to be a lore channel? Am I going to be a news channel? You know what I mean? So there's like a lot that kind of goes into it. Like I said, I would love to. But, you know, here's the thing. To be completely honest with you, brother, a lot of that energy I'm just putting into the comics. And so I had like a thought where I was like, okay, I could do all these things. I could build up all these other channels. But like YouTube's really grindy and I don't want to like just do YouTube. I want to do stuff outside of it. So to me, I've kind of said, okay, I'm going to hold off on the anime channel. I'm going to hold off on Warhammer content. And instead I'm going to work on this comic. And then like I release that comic and it's like a whole new thing, something that I think you guys can really like get into and enjoy. And it has the potential to be something, you know, even bigger than all the channels. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at right now. But you know, it's also possible that as we scale, maybe I get more time as I like hire more people. So I don't know. There's always a potential that I actually do it, right?
Fingers crossed, Josh. I'm rooting for you.
All right. Thanks, brother. I really appreciate you, man. I'm going to take you out of here, but thank you so much. All right, brother. Take care. And I just want to say, Benjamin, welcome to the Nerd Vengers. You are a Nerd Venger now. Make your way around the tower. Check out the amenities. Diamond Figs, what's up, man?
What's going on, sir? How we feeling?
We're feeling good. I got to turn you down a little bit because I had the homie up real loud, but I got you. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Am I good now? I don't want to be screaming.
No, you're good. You're good.
I got two questions for you, sir.
Cool.
Both Star Wars related. The first one. So we've got a lot of time until Filoni's movie supposedly comes out.
Yes.
And I guess if that's going to be a culmination of all of this Mandoverse stuff, how many projects or unreleased stuff or stuff that we haven't even heard of do you think is going to come out from now up until the time that Filoni movie comes out? Like, they just had Celebration and they released a ton of stuff like Ahsoka, Tales of the Jedi, who knows, maybe that's about Luke before whatever goes on in this Filoni movie. But, like, there's a ton of gap to fill in before that movie.
Yeah, I agree. This is one of my biggest question marks because, so if the rumors are true about how the Ahsoka show ends, it is potentially a perfect spot to then pick back up with just the movie. However, it's also possible that Mando 4 will deal with, like, essentially the beginning of Thrawn, like, actually consolidating his power in the galaxy. and maybe you get a whole season of that, and Luke finds his way back into the story somehow through that, and then they're like all meeting up again and trying to do something. I could see that. I could see potentially a second season of Ahsoka also leading to that movie. I think it's going to just depend, because like I could see them just going and doing the movie, but also, I could also see a couple of other shows setting more stuff up for the film itself, right?
If this Rey movie, or I guess Rey's not the main character, she's just a master sort of Jedi Yoda character.
Yes.
If this Rey movie doesn't do well at the box office, which, cough, cough, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
If it doesn't do well, do you think Disney and Lucasfilm backtracks and then just doubles down on the series? Or are they really going to go hard at the box office even more? I mean, they're kind of at a weird place if that movie fails and they're trying to go away from those series like they have been.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just is a weird spot for them.
So my take on this, and I'm not 100% sure, but this is my take on it. They will move forward with movies regardless. However, if the movie does very poorly, I do think you'll see the end of Kathy, and I think you might see like some other changes maybe done to like the executive part. But the truth is this, Disney is unique in the sense that the success on a movie by movie basis is not as important as how successful the brand remains, because they have a lot of stuff, right, with like merchandising, the parks, all sorts of stuff, licensing deals, that they need the lifeblood of the brand to be good, and a movie maybe underperforming doesn't necessarily stop that, right? I would actually argue that when most people bring up the box office for the sequel trilogy and hold that up as the success, it's the same logic I just explained in reverse, meaning just because you had successful box office does not mean you actually had successful movies for what Disney wants. Because from where we're standing, it seems like merchandising is down, parks, down, like a lot of stuff is down, right? So, but it could be the opposite. Like the Rey movie could underperform and yet set the brand back on a better place, right? So,
no, I mean, that makes perfect sense. My thing is just like they've had some major L's with the Disney Plus series. I mean, there's glimmers of hope in all of them, but I mean, like you even go over the numbers a lot of the time, and just the fan reaction to those series online, not too hot.
Yes.
People are mad about the legacy characters. So to see somebody who they didn't necessarily like for a very long time in Rey back on screen and them doubling down on that character, one, weird, two, like, I can't imagine the sales of their merchandise did well for the sequel trilogy while it was going on and even after.
Correct.
I mean,
correct.
I used to work at Disney, and when I would go to like the shops in Hollywood studios, the Rise of Skywalker stuff was always the stuff that was overstocked, and everything else was what was sold out.
Yep.
So just super weird.
It is weird. And you've seen sort of a pivot a little bit from Lucasfilm too, right? Because a lot of the merchant, like, they do a lot of like Palpatine's stuff these days. They do, like, if you go into like even GameStop, I noticed it, right? Like over the last year, when you go into GameStop now and you look over the Star Wars section, I mean, dude, like there's a lot of like older stuff that's being produced and being sold. So at some level, it appears that they're aware of that.
And I think that's why they are doing all of this with the Return of the Jedi stuff. Like that stuff is sold out all the time since they've been releasing all that new merch.
Yep. No, I agree with you. And in some ways, dude, that's what they're trying to do with the Rey movie. I really think what they're trying to do with it is salvage, not necessarily the sequels, but the characters and the time period. They want it to be merchandisable, but currently it just isn't. So maybe if they pick back up 15 years later and there's actually some interesting stuff going on, if it's a well-produced movie and it's actually like kind of dope, in their mind, they're like, okay, now we can try to market these characters again, right? I mean, we'll see if it works, but I think that's the logic. It's also probably the reason why Kathy threw out Lindelof's, 80-year-old Rey. Because she's like, no, I want to sell Daisy Ridley shit for the next 10 years or something. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, there's a lot of like that kind of stuff that goes into it.
especially if they're trying to, if from a merchandise perspective, like, and I don't agree with it either, but when you talked about them not wanting Luke in terms of Grogu and the merchandising and stuff like that, Luke sells, and Luke, as we've seen and as we all can pretty much agree, Luke sells better than Rey. So it's just an interesting perspective when you hear from those leaks. But I appreciate you, brother. That's all I had for you. But
awesome,
I appreciate you chatting with me.
Hell yeah, man. Good questions, a good chat, and I appreciate the support. So thanks for being a part of the community, man.
Thank you, brother. Later.
All right, later, man. All right, now let's get the Second Sons in here. Second Sons, are you in here? Hey, what's up, man?
Hello.
Hello, what's up? How are you?
Sorry, I work Wednesdays, so I took coffee, so I'm all good.
Okay, right on, man. What's going on? What's on your mind?
Not much. I just want to say hi to the community since I don't really get to do that so often.
I know, it's so weird. I'm going to try to work on, if you can just remind me, like on Monday of next week when I get back, I'll try to look into it again, but I honestly don't really know what's going on, man.
No, I totally get that for sure. I kind of have a theory. Do you want to hear one of my recent theories?
Yeah, what's the theory?
Am I banned on your main channel?
No. And that I don't think that would have an effect because there are people that I know I've banned on the main channel that are not banned here. So like I mean
that was my only recent theory.
Yeah, I mean the only thing I can think of is if you said something in chat that like not any of us but Google itself was like this is, then maybe I could see it because I've seen that before where like there are certain things that like Google itself will just like take action and has nothing to do with any of us here. But like none of the mods remember doing anything and you're not on the banned list. So like I have no idea. Another thing that could have happened is if there was some weird activity on your account, maybe they just restricted your ability to chat or something. So yeah, I don't really know.
Okay. Maybe let's get into nerdy stuff before we talk about that again because I don't want to change the mood.
No, it's all good. What's on your mind in the nerdy realms?
Oh geez, I think I had the biggest laugh about the Mila Kunis thing rumor.
It's so
your
silly.
Stream about it.
Yeah.
I had the biggest laugh at work. It was the funniest thing ever because I'm like really against the MCU thing. Like I'm a fan of She-Hulk. Like I'm the weirdo in the tower.
Yeah, that's okay.
But like I understand. Like I of course like I want more badass Thor. I want more badass Spider-Man. I want more badass Daredevil. But when I hear rumors about Mila Kunis as the Thing, you're right. It's like it's hard to like deny it.
Yeah. It's a weird one because I think it was so perfectly absurd that it's sort of like it just crystallized the point where a lot of the time many of us are like, like it's not that deep or whatever. And then we're sitting there actually having a conversation about them doing something ridiculous for diversity. And like that's just I mean maybe it's okay. Like maybe that is gonna like now push it to the point where they're gonna back off of that and not make so many kind of silly calls like that. But I think it was just a uniquely absurd rumor.
Yeah, because like I love Mila Kunis as an actor. I love Daisy Ridley as a person and as an actor.
Yeah, like
I want these characters and I want these actors to be respected and treated properly.
Yeah,
like I'm in like our community. I know you're very central when it comes to all these views, which I respect. You're never far left. You're never far right.
Yeah,
I'm quite left.
Yeah,
but when I see like when the Moon Knight and we had that weird random female superhero, the Pharaoh. I forget her name. It was so forgettable.
Yeah, this whatever. Yeah, Scarlet something. Yeah,
Scarlet Scarab.
Yeah.
I was like, like I can point out when it's bad, when
Sure.
the show is being bad, and I'm like, I don't know what to think these days.
Oh, trust me, dude. Like I think that's one of the difficult things too with me is like, because like I have friends that are in like the more right, leaning communities and stuff too. And, I honestly, so I had a conversation with some of, my, I guess just more center YouTube creators. And we're kind of like talking behind the scenes, and we were joking about it because we were saying, when the fandom menace first started, they were blowing things way out of proportion and they were making like really outlandish leaps. But then it's almost like Hollywood was like, hold my beer, we're going to prove them right. And like just went way too far with a lot of this stuff, right? And I think there's examples like the Scarlet Scarab. I would say Reva's a great example. The Mila Kunis rumor is a great example. And like you kind of... Yeah, and like you kind of realize you're like, damn, a lot of this stuff is stupid, and the logic that is taking the executives to make that decision is not story focused. It's not focused on pleasing the fans either. So it's a weird one because in some ways it's like, man, like I had a moment where I was like, damn, like, was I wrong before? You know what I mean? And like, yo, did these people have a point? And I've kind of just come to believe that it's not so much that I was wrong as it is that some really bad decision making has been going on. And it's like this. So She-Hulk itself, I know you like She-Hulk, right? But there's a strong possibility that She-Hulk is not the show that Kevin Feige wanted it to be. And one of the reasons he didn't intervene is because he thought the optics of a man stepping in to tell this female-led show about a female-centric character was bad optics. And that's a situation in which it's like, damn, that sucks.
And are you talking about the Hulk or Abomination in that case?
No, just in the sense that like literally Feige might have come in and I don't know what he would have changed. The point is he didn't assert himself because he didn't want a report to come out that said basically like, the male president of this company forced the female-led show to be a little less female-centric. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and no, I totally get that, and I think that's a good example because my mom loved it. I loved the show because I just generally just found some of it entertaining.
Yeah.
And yeah, like I can see both arguments. And I can definitely say She-Hulk would have been a better show if they just focused more on her being the Hulk, and not her dealing with politics.
Yeah, no, I agree. And I think at the end of the day, man, like it's okay to like be where you're at. And I honestly, I think personally, more fan bases would be better and like less toxic if people were a little bit more open-minded and understanding of where some of the complaints are coming from, because it's not like you're saying you're going to change your beliefs. It's more like you're saying, I actually now have an understanding and some empathy for the types of people that find this pretty objectionable. You know what I mean? And that would be a much better place to be at as a fandom. If we were a little bit less like, oh, well, you're an ist or a phobe because you feel that way. And a little bit more like, well, they have somewhat of a point. You know what I mean? And that would be good generally.
Yeah, like there's always bad apples. There's always been bad apples. And like since Star Wars is such a hot topic, like I like back in I guess it would have been 2017, I loved the idea of like Daisy Ridley not being like the star, but like being like a new main character in this franchise. But I didn't expect the direction, or I don't think any of us expected the direction it would go.
Yeah, no,
right?
Yeah, same, yeah. Big time.
Like I think my theory I still hold on today is that hopefully one day they'll retcon her, make her a Kenobi, because like that's the only way I can make logic of everything.
I've thought about that a lot too, and one thing I don't know is like, will fans even be able to put up with that if they retcon her again? Do you know what I mean?
Honestly, I would. I could, and I'm like an infamous like like hater of like episode 9 and like episode 8. Like,
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I've not seen those films since the theaters.
Yeah. No, yeah, I
And-
get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's interesting, man. Good questions for sure.
I guess I got one last question.
Hit me.
Because I know you have other people waiting.
Yep.
Was that Spider-Man Noir Prime rumor fake?
No, I don't think it's fake. I wonder if it will be developed though. You know what I mean? And I think Sony has a lot of different things going on and they're developing a lot of stuff, but I don't think it's fake at all. I just like, it's one of those situations where it may never happen, but no, I feel pretty strongly that it's at some stage of development over at Amazon. And I actually would like it. I wish Sony would take that approach more than like trying to build up a universe without Spider-Man. It's pretty weird. So it's like an Elseworld, though. Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with Elseworld. I just don't understand why it's not on Disney Plus.
Dude, I mean, honestly, it's just a distribution deal. And a lot of the Spider-Man stuff just finally did come to Disney Plus, right? But at the end of the day, like, it's just the fact that, like, Amazon wants it. It's the same thing with, there was, like, a DC cartoon recently that was published on a different platform. And it's just that particular team had distribution outside of, like, because there's two things. Like, if it's developed by the studio in-house, then it's going to be sort of under the purview of, like, what they usually do. But it's also possible that it's developed outside of the studio, that they have license, they've bought it, or they've been granted it by Sony. And then it's like a whole different ball game. So, yeah, it's just all kind of weird the way that all shakes out.
Yeah, no, that I totally understand. You playing Zelda this week?
No, I'm not. Just because I'm going to be out of town mostly, but also, yeah, I still got to beat Survivor, man. I haven't played Survivor at all, and I still haven't like got my missions done in Fortnite Star Wars, so I'm probably going to do mostly that before I would dig into Zelda, but
for sure. So I understand your criticisms on Survivor for sure.
Dude, it's too much.
It's
too much obstacle course.
Loaded. It's loaded.
Yeah,
for sure.
It doesn't need to be like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's just let me kill some things, bro.
Like, yeah, like let me. I think I spent 50 hours just on Koba on the second mission.
Dude, I know. And like part of that's a base world, right? So it's supposed to be like a world that you keep coming back to. And it's like, why does it have to be an obstacle course? Like, who would set up a base that you'd have to go through an obstacle course through every time before you get into the base?
Yeah.
A psycho would. A psychopath would do that.
Yeah. For sure. It's like I've been able to cheese the game quite a bit to make it easier, because they give you quite a few abilities to be able to cheese the game.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. I mean, like jumps and like, you know, that grapple type stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they tried. I don't know if I'm digging the Metrovania style. I don't know.
Yeah. But it's a good game. It's just not my favorite. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like no, like I'd say it's a solid like 8 or 7.
Yeah, 10. same. Which is good though. Like anytime Star Wars delivers something that's like beloved by fans and is solid, like I'm gonna root for it.
Yeah,
you
like,
know,
no one really argues about it.
Exactly. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. All right, brother, man.
Okay,
I'll take you out here. Thank you so much for the call, though. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and Josh, if we could start a little conversation on Discord. I think I sent you a friend request.
Cool. I'll look into that for sure. Elisa was saying something in chat about how she had a setting on her Google account and it wouldn't let her do it. So maybe it's that. We'll look into it, though.
Okay, cool.
All right, brother.
Much love.
Yep. Take care, man. All right, let's bring in the Greek drama, and then we'll do chillin'. Greek drama. What's up, man?
Yo,
I got you. What's on your mind?
Let's go. What's up, man? How are you?
I'm good, man. Just kind of chilling, getting ready for the rest of the week, and you're doing this vacation thing, so.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I've been watching you for a long time. I've only been a Nerve Avenger for I think 4 months now, but yeah, I'm just chilling. I just graduated, and I really had 2 questions for you.
Nice. Hit me.
So the first one is, so you went to film school, right?
Yes.
So, like, you graduated and all that?
I did not graduate. No. Most people that go to film school don't graduate, but I mean, I'm not saying they don't, but yeah.
It's funny you say that. I had a buddy that I went to high school with that went to film school and didn't graduate, but it was totally by choice. So I guess my question is, like, I mean, we're in different fields. Like, I'm a musician, a pretty serious one, and like I'm trying to be professional and all this stuff, but you know, I love nerdy shit and I love collecting action figures and Legos and stuff, and sometimes I'm just like, man, I kind of want to do that, you know?
Yeah. No, I get it. Yeah.
So, like, what made you decide that you wanted to kind of stray from your chosen course and do something a little bit different?
Yeah, so I had a lot. I tried a lot of different things after school. So when I originally dropped out of school, I was gonna do like photography. So the thing about like making movies is like is really hard, and it takes a lot of people. And it was just something that like unless I was willing to relocate to LA or maybe New York, it wasn't going to be possible. So I started doing photography. I had a couple shows in like New York, and I was feeling good about it. Like selling some prints, like a little bit here and there. Then I was also working on some comic book writing, and I remember as I was like getting ready for one of my shows. I was like doing all this bull crap to like get the prints ready, and I got back some art for one of my comics, and it was like this surreal experience where I was like, dude, this looks so cool. And I was like, I was getting into comics so much that I left photography behind. So I stopped doing photography and I started focusing on comics full time. Now that took me in a lot of interesting places, and I did a couple of successful crowdfunding campaigns, and I was like self-publishing. Basically, one of the things that happened was I started making videos on Facebook, and I was making them for the comic. So they were meant to update people about the book or to like get people excited about the book via social media, okay? And I started like doing this so much that I started to get noticed in the comic book community because of the videos I was making, not even because of the comics. And I remember the guy I used to work for, he found me through one of my Facebook videos, and we started working together. He ended up publishing one of my books, and then I ended up becoming like an editor-in-chief of like a small imprint line where I had like 5 different books under me, and I was like editing all of them, etc. Now, while that was going on, I was getting really into YouTube. So I remember like listening to Geekdom a lot, Quaman's Land back in the day, Theory when he first started. And I was really enjoying YouTube, man, and all the nerdy stuff from my youth was coming back around. Star Wars just came back. Dragon Ball just came back, right? Marvel was killing it. So I was liking all that. And I essentially just said one day, I'll try. So I remember I went out to Radio Shack, and I bought a little ice ball. I usually keep it on my desk. I'm not sure where it's at. Oh, here it is.
Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
the little
snowball. So I went out and bought this thing for like $40, okay? And I came home and I started making YouTube videos. And I remember the first video I made, it didn't pop off, but it did like 1,500 views or something like that. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then I started like looking at the data and getting really interested in that whole process. And I basically just fell in love with the process of making YouTube. For a while, I was doing my comic book duties and doing my YouTube duties, and I was still working at a restaurant. And then that became too much, so I stopped doing comics and just focused on YouTube. And then I just kind of started finding more and more success. So that's kind of how it happened.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like, you've definitely, I'd say that you succeeded. So, congrats on that. And, even if I don't, because I probably won't ever get out of music, I do love it, and I have a lot of things going for me and stuff, but you're definitely an inspiration to the community, man. So
well, I appreciate it, man. And I would say take a shot at it, but you really gotta love it. You know what I mean? Like, because it's really hard. And there were like years where I worked a lot on YouTube and made like next to nothing money wise, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But I get that, man. I'm
Yeah.
a jazz musician, so I play for, you know, shit sometimes. So a meal.
Yep, definitely. Hey, but when you're on the come up, that's what it is. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, man, definitely, definitely. Well, hey, my other question was Secret Wars related, and it's just because, man, I'm like, with Star Wars and Marvel both, I'm just a little bit concerned. Like, I just don't really feel like, I don't really feel like they're listening to, like, I don't want to say the entire fandom, because I feel like the heads of the companies, especially KK, have like selective hearing and listening when it comes to the fandom, and they only want to hear what they, what they think is right and stuff. So, like, I don't know. Do you think that Feige is gonna for real turn it around and give us what we want with Secret Wars, and like, like do what he knows that a lot of us want when it comes to bringing back, fan favorite, culty characters, like, because personally, I mean, I'd like to see a Nick Cage Ghost Rider cameo.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, I mean, so this is part of what I'm putting into the big video that'll probably drop out tomorrow. But I'll tell you this, I do. I strongly feel, and it's not just copium. It's like, no, I have like, yeah, I have lines of thinking. I have like thoughts on why this is going to happen. I'll share like one little thing with you right now. Okay. So Feige is said to have this really uncanny ability to watch a movie and be able to like immediately recognize where audiences are going to sort of check out, where audiences are going to be upset, and how to change that. It's very similar to Mr. Beast. Like, Mr. Beast has this ability to watch a YouTube video and instantly know when is retention going to go down, like when is this thing going to fall apart. I've even seen Mr. Beast on podcasts, and he'll say like, okay, well, we just lost 40% of your viewers, because he knows about retention like that. Feige has that special talent, okay? So one of the things that's going on right now is he is the main reason all this stuff is being pushed back is so that he can get back to doing what he was doing in the Infinity Saga, and that's retooling and reworking these projects over and over and over again until they are the best possible version of the project that they can be. And if you look at what happened in Phase 4, and even with what happened in Phase 5, it is just super obvious that he did not take that proper time and was not the main person making those decisions. From what I understand, he is going all the way back to that, and that in and of itself gives me a lot of confidence. Do you know what I mean?
So why do you think that he took that step back? You think it was just because of optics, or you think he was trying to delegate a little more? Like,
there's a little bit of there's a little bit of truth in that, but also like you got to consider this. Okay, so he comes out of Endgame, right? Then there's the invention of Disney Plus, and so him and Bob Iger have all these different meetings, and they start to strategize. And you went from 2 to 3 movies a year, to 7 projects a year, right? So in his mind, he probably felt like, I've gotten to the point where I have this team, I have these lieutenants, I can delegate a lot of the lesser important stuff to them. I also think he did like waver a little bit, and that might have had more to do with Victoria Alonso than we think. And so, there's a lot of evidence to suggest that he was just in a untenable situation. And you add in the pandemic, you add in Chadwick.
Kind of let down and stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, so we're going from 7 to 12 projects a year back down to 3 movies and 2 shows. Like, that's what he wants. He just like that, and that's already like, that's still pretty crazy, but that is way less than what we got during Phase 4. So that in and of itself should really help the quality. But there's a lot of other stuff that has me confident as well. So
definitely, I feel like he needs to take kind of a George Lucas approach to it, but like I also feel like he would get pushback from that. So
yep, I agree with you. But at this point, Bob, especially with firing Victoria, right? I think it's pretty clear that like Bob Iger and Disney, they're not gonna like there's no more excuses. And then after Quantum Mania, like, dude, I'm like, he is going to. Yeah, man, I don't think there's any other questions. Like, he's going to just cut through the bullshit and he's going to make the changes he has to make because it's serious at this point. It's like, and I do think there might have been a little bit of an error in his judgment as far as he may have overestimated how much like Marvel fans were willing to sit through like less good, less connected stuff. Like, that's fair to say he maybe had judged that incorrectly. But I think he's still the GOAT, and I think he's about to prove that he is. So
definitely, yeah. I'm not gonna lie, Quantum Mania hurt. Like, I went on that Thursday night, I was really hyped for it, and then like
it hurt.
You basically dropped your video like right as I walked out the theater, and I was like, "Fuck!"
Oh, dude, I hated that movie. Like, I hate that movie. So yeah, I mean, dude, don't get me wrong, it's a weird time. Like, it's still a weird time for me, but no, I'm very confident that we'll get it back on track.
Yep. Well, I appreciate you, man. I'm gonna. Oh wait, how do you do the gambling thing?
Oh, I think it's
just real quick.
Yeah, so I think you do. There's codes for it. Something you have to do, like exclamation gamble, and then you type in the number. You also have to make sure you actually have that much nerd coin. But I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Chat, help me out on that. I'm pretty sure
I don't know that I have any. Like, do you have to have a Streamlabs account or something?
No, you shouldn't have to have a Streamlabs account. Have you ever done? Have you ever tried to look at your number in chat too? Because I think there's a way to do it. I think it's like exclamation nerd coin, and then it'll tell you your total.
So if you're a nerd venture, you're automatically getting coin.
You should be getting coin when you became a member. You should be getting coin as long as you're chatting. You should be getting a little bit of coin. I also drop a bunch of coin, and you get coin when you super chat too.
Well, I might have a lot then.
We'll see. Check it out.
Try to figure that out.
Yeah, check it out.
All right, well, I hope to talk to you again soon, man. I appreciate you bringing me in.
Absolutely, brother. Thank you for the call. It was a good one.
All right, have a good one.
You too. Take care. All right, chillin'. Hey, chillin'. I know you've been chillin'. By the way, do you have a chinchilla?
Not yet, although that's been recommended to me. Actually, now you're the second person to say, hey, you should get a chinchilla.
Yeah, I think it would be pretty on brand. I've always felt like they're pretty cool looking animals.
Oh, yeah. They're cute little fuzzy rodents. They're basically hamsters with, well, actually more guinea pig size. Just, basically a long-haired version of a guinea pig.
Yeah, but they look a little more adorable than guinea pigs to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that much to Peter's dismay, they also look good as, like, collars and ruffs and coats and stuff.
Oh, shit, really?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah. Chinchilla accoutrement is very high-end stuff.
Wow. Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So,
yep. You learn
first things
something every
first.
day.
What's up, my guy? How are you doing? How's the fam?
Good, man. I'm good. Yeah, I'm in a good spot. I feel, like I was saying before, it's just a little weird for me to not be like working as much, but I'm just trying to like just be at peace with it and understand that I'll come back to it next week. So, yeah, I'm good though. I'm excited for Liam to see a lot of like Elise's family and his first trip and everything. So it's gonna be cool.
Sweet, very sweet. I hope you have fun and safe travels. Obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh, of course. Couple three things I want to get into. First thing, the writer's strike. I've heard repeatedly now that the studios have been preparing for it for months. They wanted it so they can, quote unquote, clean house, so to speak, of a bunch of projects that have been languishing in development hell. They just want to drop. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I think this is we're probably looking at it just started. So I wouldn't be surprised, I should say, if this lasts till like Halloween and stuff.
Wow.
Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess I just don't know enough. Like, I really haven't been thinking about it or like looking into it that much. I guess I just would imagine that at some point. Here's the thing. My honest gut take on this, bro, is, dude, we're in a fucking recession right now. Okay, so I don't know how long either side can really afford to let this linger. You know what I mean? So in my mind, I just kind of think it's going to get wrapped up soon because there are actually writers that want to work right now. that don't necessarily totally agree with where the WGA is at as an organization and need money badly. So there are some of those people that are going to start putting pressure on. The studios are like, bro, we need to get this shit out. So I don't know, man. Not that it would shock me if it, lingered, but my gut feeling and my notion is that it'll be over in a month from now. But
I mean, that would be very much sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know if you heard the initial offers from either side, but the writers wanted like a $430 some odd million contract, and the studios came back with 87. So
wow, yeah, that's a pretty big gap.
Yeah, not the best starting point for the table, I would say. So that's I hope you're right, but I'm kind of slowly mentally preparing myself for even more delays and being forced to wait longer for the content that we want and need and deserve.
Yeah, I mean, that would suck, right? And we would have to like pivot, like maybe we would go back and do like a bunch of rewatches of things and try to like eventize that. But I don't know. Like again, my gut just says maybe one more month, but we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I hope all praise to your gut. Let it be right.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. All right. So another thing, this as people have talked about, Jonathan Majors had his motion hearing yesterday. I personally, like I said in my member chat, I think he's gone regardless, even if he walks in on the 13th of June and walks out with a case dismissed. It's already drug on too long. Like his rep's already been hosed.
Yeah.
So I think he gone no matter what.
Yeah, I tend to agree. Yeah, I tend to agree.
The dismissal needed to happen with this court date, I think, for his job to be saved.
Yeah.
Rather than a whole nother month.
I agree. If they would have just thrown it out here, which I believe they did have a motion to dismiss. I'm not 100% on that, but I feel like they did. So yeah, I think he's probably done either way. But you never say never, right? Weird things have happened. So.
Yeah, well, I mean, motions to dismiss are pretty standard. We're pretty SOP for defense.
Yeah.
English. I've spoken it for 45 years. What the fuck? For defense attorneys to do. So.
Yeah.
But I think he's gone. And again, like I said in my member chat, just to reiterate, and I think they're going to wait till after SDCC to get rid of him. And the main reason is because I think they want that time to nail down his replacement.
Right.
That way they can, drop the condolences to, Jonathan Majors King, but then come right back in behind it with, but here's the new guy. Let's celebrate him.
Yep.
So that's the main reason why I think they would wait till after Comic-Con to do that.
I agree with you. I think that would be a good take. I also think I think they're going to go off at Comic-Con. So I think Kang himself could be somewhat of an afterthought of Comic-Con. I think Feige, especially if the rumors are true that he's going to do a whole Battle World saga, kind of like in between Kang Dynasty and Secret Wars, or past Secret Wars even maybe, he might start dropping that stuff and really giving us a look at how crazy the multiversal saga is going to be, which I think would be probably smart. So yeah, we'll see. He could make the Kang announcement, or it could just be like, oh yeah, we're having a new Kang, and also look at this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that would be sick if they spent that'd be basically all of Phase 6, just having different groups of heroes / villains just out there being popped around different spots on Battleworld and seeing what they're getting into.
Yep. I mean, what if he comes out
Phase 6 with actual Secret Wars?
100%. What if he comes out with Chris Evans and talks about the Nomad project being a multiversal project that starts up right after Captain America got on the time platform with the stones? You know what I mean?
That would. Oh, dude, that'd be tentpole action right there.
Yeah, that would turn a lot of heads, right? So I just think they've got some bullets in the chamber that they could fire off if they really needed to. So
yeah, for sure. And it's just a matter of when and how and if they're actually going to do it.
Yep, I agree with that.
Is the main thing.
Yep.
And then lastly, I am very much excited that Filoni has officially confirmed what we basically already knew, which is that Grand Admiral Thrawn is going to be the official big bad of this part of the New Republic era. That is sick, in my opinion, and I'm very happy to hear it. For two reasons. One, Thrawn's just dope. End of story. He's just a dope character. And number two, we have needed even the tiniest bit of good Star Wars news for like a while. So it's like a little ray of sunlight peeking through the clouds, this news.
Yeah, no, dude, trust me. I agree with you. And I think that's why I really wanted to like kind of focus on it. And dude, it's great that Dave's just like, no, don't, of course it's Thrawn. Like, you know what I mean? Because Dave's not always like that. Like, Dave is sort of weird sometimes. He'll be like a little like interesting. Have you ever seen that? Where like he'll get asked something, instead of answering it, he just goes, interesting, and just kind of like trails off. So he could have been very Dave about it, but instead he's like, of course it's Thrawn. You know what I mean? Which I think is really, really good. So.
Oh yeah, very, very good. Yeah, that's about it. Other than, you know, what up to the community, and I hope all are doing well out there.
Hell yeah.
And that's all I got for now. So thanks for again having me on the call-ins. I really, really appreciate it.
I appreciate you, man. Thanks for all the support.
Safe travels.
Thanks, brother. Absolutely.
No problem, man.
Always good to hear from you, and I'll talk to you again soon, all right?
All right, man. Appreciate it.
All right, take care.
Ish.
See you, brother. All right, I'm going to just do two more, guys, then we're going to get out of here. So I want to bring on Justified, then I'm going to bring on Jedi Mike. I know there are more people in line, but I do have to get out of here and work on some other stuff, so let me know. What's up?
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
I got you, brother. What's on your mind?
None much, man. First of all, I wanted to say I agree with you, man, as far as Jedi Survivor. That damn game. Too many puzzles. It'd be if can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, I got you. It changed up a little bit, but you're good.
But yeah, that game would be such a great game if, you know, it wasn't nothing but puzzles and
know.
And then also crashing issues. I've given up. I want to. Dude, I was an idiot and paid $80 for that damn game. And,
dude, I feel silly too. I mean, I only did 70, but I still feel silly about it. I'm like, ugh.
Well, I wanted that Luke lightsaber. I was like, yeah, well, they got me.
There you go. Yeah.
Another Star Wars dub for them, I guess.
I guess.
I should have known with Respawn being attached to it, but, you know, you're not there.
Yeah.
But also, man, I wanted to. I think it was. Forgot who it was, but a couple calls ago, he was talking about how he's a little worried still about Marvel. But hey, man, when I went to go see Guardians of the Galaxy, it was different because they had a Marvel rep there, and they handed out a survey for everybody in the theater.
Whoa, really?
Yeah, so that boosted my confidence a little bit on, you know, that they are listening a little bit. So,
yep.
You know, the survey was long. It was like 50 questions.
Damn. Okay. But yeah,
not only regarding just, you know, Guardians, but what's our hype level kind of about the upcoming stuff. Miss Marvel was on there, and the Marvels or whatever it is.
Interesting.
So they're listening a little bit.
Yeah, they're trying to get the data. I mean, look, man, it's just like this. Like, I have the confidence in them. I don't have that same confidence in Lucasfilm until Kathy leaves, right? But it's like the opposite with Marvel, where it's like, as long as Feige is there, like, no, like, I think they will turn it around. And I've been hearing for a long time that they know there are issues. So they're, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're like, I have no idea what's happening, you know?
Yes, yeah. I'm totally with you right there. Like, Marvel, they at least show signs that, hey, like, it might not be right now, but later down on the line, we got you. Like, hey, we're listening. But dude, fucking Lucasfilm, man, they don't show anything. And I mean, I think it's Second Sons. Yeah, bro, you're not alone, man. I want to like diversity, man. I want it. But like at least set these characters up for success. They're not even setting up these characters for success. I mean, dude, I mean, we got, for black people, we got what? Lando, Mace, and Reva,
Moff Gideon too, but then they kind of punk him this season too. So it's like
they punk him. They put Reva in a weird spot to where she's not even set up to be a liked character.
They kind of punked Finn. I know, man. I know.
Punked Finn. My man's only he's just. I'm sorry, but he's a simp the whole damn fucking movie.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, they ain't even doing the diversity right. So if you're gonna, to me, it's like if y'all want to push that, I mean, at least do it to where people can be like, that character's cool. They don't even do that. They don't even try,
dude, it's so true. And I think that's kind of what that's a lot of, you know, Boyega's beef with them was, right? Like if you listen to a lot of the things he said, he's like, dude, I think it's just out of pocket for them to even promote me as the lead and sort of promote to, like, you know, a bunch of people like, dude, you're going to have this black Jedi and he's going to, you know what I mean? And then to just not even do that, to cut it out because you want to give Rey all the shine. Like that in and of itself is ridiculous. And I think at the end of the day, a lot of us are starting to see, and maybe it just took some time, or maybe they just had to be so horrible that it became obvious. But it's like, bro, they really don't care beyond the check on the box.
Oh, no.
You know?
No,
and that sucks, you know? So, yeah, it's a tough one.
But my last question for you, man. So I guess, I mean, is the Rey move kind of to get the kind of the prequel side for the sequels? You know how like the prequels apparently weren't loved, which I guess I was too young to know that they were hated back then.
Yeah.
But are they trying to like stir that kind of how it's been spun to where like now people love the prequels? And
yeah, I
mean, I don't
guess. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, so here's, I would love to believe that, right? Like, I would love to believe that. But there's questions I have. First of all, she's not even the lead in the movie. So,
true.
Like, I'm like, how are they going to develop a character that's not even the lead and, like, put that character at a better place, right? I don't really know. I think maybe from her perspective, it's more about like trying to set the time period and the characters up in a way that moving from that point on, you could potentially have more interesting stories. Because like, for instance, like, okay, right now they have Galaxy's Edge and then they have, the Star Cruiser thing. On the Star Cruiser, John, Kylo and Rey fight. Bro, nobody got time for that, especially now that we know Kylo's dead. It's so weird. Like and nobody's really connecting with that in the way that I think Disney thought. So I think what they want to do is they want to change the status quo of these characters in the new movie to give potentially a new scene for Star Cruiser that involves Rey that is maybe beyond that movie, maybe something that happens in this movie, but something different, right? So I think that's kind of part of it, is like they feel like they can't properly monetize the characters from that era because of the movies. And Rise was real bad. It really put a lot of, like, a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths. So I think that the strategy is, well, we need to set those characters in a better place so that we can potentially monetize them beyond the films.
Yeah. Okay. Because I just don't see that effect happening as like, because I mean the prequels, man, they hold today, man.
Yeah. Same. Yeah, I agree.
Old still. So
yeah, the visual effects on them are ridiculous. They're so good.
Oh yeah.
Even to this day. You know what I mean?
So yeah, man, I just wanted to call in. You know, these things are hard to get into, man, especially when you're at work. So
yeah, no, they definitely are. But I'm happy you got in, bro. I appreciate the call. It was good, and we'll pick it back up next week.
Yeah, I can't wait to also get in that Fortnite stuff with in the tower. Man.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool. Yeah, Elijah gave me some updates on that. It's gonna be cool. So,
all right, man. Well, take it easy. Safe travels and stuff.
Thanks, brother. All right, take care, man. All right, let's get Jedi Mike in here, and then we're gonna call it on the call-ins. But I want to hear from Jedi Mike before I go out west. Mike.
Hey. Yeah, man. West Coast Nerd Avengers represent.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
Hey, man, I wrote down some points like everybody. Not really questions. I'm great. I wanted to say first thing, we're getting excited out here to, we love the Super Mario movie.
Okay,
right?
nice. Yeah.
We loved it. I don't know if you saw it with Elisa.
Yeah. We saw it together. I liked it more than she did. She didn't love it, but I did. I thought it was really fun. So.
Well, yeah, I was thinking. Anyway, I mentioned it for you because we're getting excited in a couple of weeks to finally go to Hollywood Studios and Super Mario World, like Nintendo World.
Yeah.
So one day that, and then Harry Potter World for Elisa, because the middle, we're all Nintendo Switch people and Kirby and Mario. And so he's stoked, and he's on book 7, right? Elisa knows, So we're excited about that.
Yeah, I should just say for chat, the camera died. So we're just going to do the rest of the show black screen. My bad. But go ahead, Mike.
No worries, man. I was just saying that we're looking forward to that coming up for the birthday and the end of the school year and then the summer. But on the real, when I go to Miami this summer, I'm going to be missing Kaved. So shout out to Lord Vito. Because we always meet up and go see movies. And
shit. True. Yeah, he's up in New York now, so it's a little different.
Yeah, he's kicking it. It's so great. The Nerd Avengers are doing so great.
Yeah.
Which is why my second point is, I know I push you, but I really visualize your comic book gaming store, dude. Because if you can get a comic book store going to compete with the other guy in the next couple of months, or who knows how you could just visualize it super fast. I don't know, man. Your dreams can grow. You guys have such a dope idea. And I've been doing quantum mechanics with some of my students in my tutoring business. And so, I don't know.
No, yeah. I mean, dude,
and the future, man. I think about the future and you and Elisa, and you guys just had it all. It's all been going right. So who knows with brick and mortar? Yeah, no, I mean, look, I think there's a lot that's going right, but also it's I don't want to take a step too far. You know what I mean? And I'm kind of just trying to just see how things go. I want to have some really good, stable years before I were to take a leap like that. Because we would probably have to get some kind of a loan, and then it's okay, we're on the hook for this, and then it's okay, you really got to make it work. But yeah, I definitely, dude, it's something that I think about a lot. We drive past that property a lot, and it's something I would really want. But at the same time, I don't want to leap into something until I'm feeling good. Because the other thing is we're still doing well, but YouTube AdSense is down just because advertising's down because of, the recession and everything. So it's I don't know if I would make the move right now. I would need a couple more signs of okay, we're going to be good. It's stable, But yeah, no, we definitely want to do it. It's all good. I mean, like I said, Nerd Avengers are going strong. Ryan's in the chat. I saw him and Adam doing Debate 8 the other day. We've just been going for so long. I saw that. It's so great. So the future, in whatever direction it goes, I don't know. My whole thing is quantum mechanics and stuff. And then I wanted to say, also, a lot of people have been thanking you for having a long stream today and for talking about your story. Because being a Nerd Avenger Prime is cool for me. My Patreon is about my art and, other things and whatever. Who knows what the future holds. But it's dope being here. Broke Avengers and Nerd Avengers and Prime Avengers all had a lot of fun today. Hell yeah, man. No, it was good. I definitely wanted to have a longer one just because I'm not going to be here Friday. And I felt bad about, last week and everything too. But no, yeah, it's been a good one. I think it's been a cathartic stream for the community and everything. So hell yeah. Yeah, man, for sure. And the other thing, because people are talking about it, if I really had to dream, I hope that Lucasfilm knocks it out of the park and opens up a new version of Batu called something different for Tokyo 2025 Star Wars Celebration. Yeah, that'd be great. Because they could go with if they're going to go with the Marvel thing, open a different port in Paris, open a different port in Tokyo, and then if you're going to expensive hotel, in Florida, expensive hotel is going to be in Paris. It's going to be expensive in Tokyo. Maybe that's why they went in with the high price point in America. But imagine having different ships and different planets, and then they diversify with Rey open space, like you say, open source Star Wars. Maybe there's hope. Yeah. I am the Bendu. I hear you. Dude, I have hope. You know what I mean? I have hope. I just, I'd have a little bit more hope if Kathleen Kennedy retired to just go play golf. You know what I mean? Oh, no, man. Kathleen Kennedy is great for this channel.
She kind of is. I'll be honest with you. She kind of is, but I'd rather be missing her, to be honest. But, you know, it is what it is. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. And I'm excited for you guys to have a break. Don't be anxious. You know, just do your gaming or whatever else. And he might fall asleep. You just never know.
Yeah.
The worst was I felt like I got strip searched at the TSA because I was pushing a stroller and then I used the stroller like one of those luggage carrying things at the airport.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so like I'm the dad that has like, looks like I'm the Harry Potter student getting on at 9 3/4, pushing the stroller with the luggage on top.
Yeah.
And then I get to the TSA and I'm basically on my knees having to be strip searched.
Yeah.
Because I have a belt on and I forget to take off jewelry. And then the 2-year-old, it's just a, you know, dad life. So
yeah,
it
dad
can't
life
be
for
that
sure.
bad. Other stories will bring you back to the center, I'm saying.
Yeah.
So just do you. Elisa's got you. We got you.
Yeah.
In spirit.
Yeah,
In
man.
spirit, yo.
It'll be good. It'll be good. I'm just trying to mentally prepare and then, you know, just do our thing out there
Think
and
about
come
the
back safe.
pools.
So
Think about the pools that you'll be doing.
heck yeah, man. I'm gonna need to
And if
get
you
out there and
really
get some
wild,
sun.
If you get really wild, do something that's like contrary action by the pool. Turn on Midnights by Taylor Swift. I don't know if Elisa likes it. She might puke, but
She might
I'm just
like
saying,
I
you
don't
just
know. She
never
might
know.
be into T-Swift. I don't know for sure, but
All right, man. Love you, dude.
love you too, brother. All right,
Avengers
man.
for life.
No Avengers for life. Take care, Mike.
Yep.
All right, cool. I'm going to end the stage. Hey, I appreciate everybody for the call-ins today. It was nice to just kind of hang on. I'll go over these last couple super chats here. And also, Void, of course, I think I did go over your chat. I'm going to look through it, but I'm pretty sure I did. Let me see here. Let me scroll here. Let me see here. Let me scroll here. Should we just do all the streams like this? I'm invisible right now, guys. You didn't know that? You didn't see that? Guardians of the Galaxy was amazing. Tearjerker. Joob Joob. Oh, you know what? I saw that, but I might not have actually gone over it. But I think I did. I think I said, yeah, I like it a lot. It definitely was a tearjerker, and I'm glad so many people are into it. Let's see here. Donnie says, just came to say hello there. R.I.P. the blink blink. Oh, wait, what? What do you mean? Are you done with the blinking? Happy Hogan as a sim says, hey, Josh, I got a nullified Thor in Marvel Snap looking better than Rune King. Much love. Dude, that variant is amazing. I am jealous. I want that variant, but it's too many collector boosters. RJ Phillips says, have a great rest of stream, Josh and Nerd Vengers. Got an important meeting in a minute. Nerd Vengers for life. Hell yeah. Expo City says, just wanted to send my love to you and the community and really hope you have a great and safe weekend while away. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. I'm going to get on out of here. As I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day. And I'll see you in the next video. Is everybody gone? Did everybody leave? Oh, yeah. One last stinger before we part ways. One last little tease. Will he say anything of note or import? All I gotta say is, that answer you're seeking, it's already there inside. And also, open up your third eye and clean out your butt.